Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, listen fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever it is you're watching from, and welcome in to the finale of Season 27 of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Split 2, live across both Infinity Broadcasting and the V8 Veterans networks here on YouTube. It's great to be here with you once more and one final time for this season as we look to crown another champion here in the Veterans. Hamish Munro here with you alongside Brett Fisher. As always, Brett, you're away last week due to a late call out from your wife to go for dinner with your friends. That's okay. Phil Manuel hopped in the seat alongside. Did a great job last week, did Phil, and it was great to have him here in your place, Brett. But it's great to have you back here at home, really, in the seat with myself.
I was going to say, I hope you all miss me.
I'm I'm sure someone out there definitely did. Brett.
Someone.
One
person.
I can't speak for everybody, but it's great to be back here with you once again, Brett. Of course, back at the track which started last season, the Adelaide Street Circuit, for a proper Supercars Length, 250Ks, 78 laps of this place. So the same length that the Supercars races are across the Grand Final weekend in regular life, although they do run 2 across that weekend instead of just the 1. But it's going to be a tough night. It's going to be a long race as well. Safety cars could be aplenty, and there's big pressure on these championship contenders. The main contenders at this point, and I will correct myself from last week, but I will correct myself based on the fact that the information was a little bit murky because of all the confusion that came out of last week's race. So to confirm what has happened this season, for those that may have watched last week and may not be up to loop with the current information on things, last week's round is considered a non-round. No championship points came out of the Nürburgring. Last week it was stated that that would count as a drop round for everybody and there'd be one other drop round. That has now been changed. Last week as a non-event, there's still 2 drop rounds. So the points that actually came out of Fuji Speedway are what the points are coming into tonight's event and coming into tonight's race. So if we have a look at the points, it is 5 points that separates the 2 main championship contenders in Gary Buckland and Bruce Tannock. I have to say main, because they are the closest 2 battling for this title. Ron Allen is within striking distance on 984 points in P3. Interesting for Brett O'Brien. Literally with a minute to go, he has stepped into the race control booth this evening. He's not able to race, but he was managed to finagle average points, which is 9th place for the evening. So 162 points is going to go the way of Brett O'Brien. So he is going to end the season on 1,142 points. That is guaranteed for Brett O'Brien. So ultimately, Buckland, Tannock, Allen just have to outscore that, and they will remain ahead of Brett O'Brien. Rick Viger, a little bit further back, could do it. Roy Clark, I would argue, is a little bit too far away, as the same for Stephen Kokoschky and Brett Horsell. The issue out of those names, but especially Kokoschky, he has not got the momentum on his side to carry into this race to try and pull off a miracle to win the championship. For me, Brett, there are 2 drivers that are in this. Bruce Tannock and Gary Buckland. For me, they are the 2 that we look at this list and we think those are the 2 that are going to battle for this thing. If both of them knock out, Ron Allen's going to be right there to pick up the pieces and win the championship.
And I'll tell you what, too, haven't we seen some early contenders, and you'll be able to refresh my memory on who they were, but early contenders in this championship that have just crashed, literally, and fallen away from the top tier. Which is just interesting as it's sort of developed throughout this season 27. It's been a really good season. It's been very tight. I think one thing I've noticed over this season is the times in practice, the times on track for qualifying have just become so tight over the whole season. A lot of cars within a second of each other. I think I counted up to one night there was about 32 cars. So the split is getting even tighter and tighter.
Well, it is. It's getting tighter and tighter, and thinking about who could be in this split next season, that's going to make it even tighter as well. Obviously, off the back of split 3, there are probably 3 names we're guaranteed to come up to split 2 next season. Matthew Day, Justin Wood, and more than likely Brad Hayes or Peter Kelleher would be making their way up to this split as well. I say Justin Wood and Matt Day. Matt Day was the champion, of course. Justin Wood finished inside of the top 10 9 times out of 10. This past round was the only time he didn't finish in the top 10 due to some personal issues, of course, understandable. He was unable to finish the race. Matt went on to win the championship. So those 2, we are almost guaranteed to either be split 2 or split 1, depending on how they want to measure it, how they determine where they sit. So those are the only 2, and I know Bruce McLeod has been saying it, they're the only 2 guarantees to be going up, because the champion has to go up. And Justin Wood drove what would have been a championship winning season if not for Adelaide. So those 2 more than likely are coming towards split 2 or split 1. And then it's the figuring out who else is going to join them. Is it Brad Hayes? Is it the likes of Peter Kelleher? Could Will Munro sneak his way in after being inside of the top 5 in the championship? I don't know if he had enough consistent performances to do so. But in saying that, this split is going to be very competitive next season, because then you've also got to think about who's going to come down, who's going to remain. Those are the points. Obviously, we'll speak about leading into next season as well, but looking at this championship order, right now it is Tannock and Buckland. Those are the two that are within the chance to win this. Ron Allen's going to be right there with the shovel, ready to pick up the pieces if it falls to the floor.
Yeah, if the wheels fall completely off, there's plenty of people who are going to pick up the pieces.
That's right, exactly right. Obviously, important thing to speak about as well, Brett Horsell mathematically, I would argue, has probably got the easiest chance of winning the Battle of the Bretts this season now.
Oh, definitely.
Brett,
he's been
in the top
a powerhouse.
10.
He has been a powerhouse this season.
And then the Battle of the Andrews could not be any closer. Andrew Galley, Andrew Hoffman, Andrew Listener are separated by 28 points.
Yeah.
So that Battle of the Andrews is very, very close as well. So an interesting one for us to speak about, and we'll obviously have more things to talk about for next season as well, as we'll roll on towards it. Having a quick look at where we are tonight, of course, the finale, Adelaide. It all started back at Bathurst in round 1 through Road America, Road Atlanta for round 2 and 3. St. Petersburg made its debut in round 4 ahead of the Anzac Day round at VIR. Then we started the second half of the season out at Long Beach before going to the Circuit of the Americas for the West layout. Then through Fuji Speedway for the Rain Field Endurance race of 300 kilometres. The non-event at the Nürburgring last week, and then now into the finale. 250 Ks, 78 laps here in Adelaide will end out our season, and we'll prepare ourselves, I'm sure, for more to come. But we've got to have a look at where we're racing tonight, Brett. It's where we started last season. It's where we're ending this season. It'll be the semi-finale round of next season as well. We'll have more to speak about that at the end of the broadcast for the calendar for next season, when we give you a preview of the upcoming season in a few weeks' time, of course. But this circuit has become infamous in Supercars history. It has been the final round for many, many years. It's been on the Supercars calendar for many, many years as well. Many, many decades. It's been a part of that calendar. It'll have a layout change going into next year when the MotoGP goes to South Australia to run at this circuit. This may be the last year that we ever see this variant of the Adelaide Street Circuit in real life. Of course, we're running at this layout next season when we race here again in the Vets, but I think by next year we may have the new layout, and we may only have a few more chances to run this particular layout, although we may run both at one point. Who knows? Maybe we swap in between the two.
Yeah, well, it's just another variant of a track that we could sort of fill the Australian calendar with, maybe.
That's exactly right. And as we'll start on the main straight, we'll head up towards the centre chicane at turn 1 and 2. This is undoubtedly an early option for incidents to happen, and possibly an early safety car as well. The fast run through turn 3 up onto Wakefield Road is another chance for safety cars to get called throughout the night. Then into the staircase section of turn 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is going to be difficult because if you cop a slowdown through turn 2 at the chicane, you can serve it all the way to the exit of turn 7 onto the Brock Straight, but you've got to remain offline. That's going to make it difficult for drivers to serve those undoubtedly guaranteed slowdowns through that section of the circuit. Very easy to get turned around here, very easy to get pile-ups through here as well, Brett, and it's an early opportunity for drivers maybe to drop some positions and possibly need to come into pit lane.
Crazy times ahead, that's all I can say.
Well, that's exactly right. We come out of turn 7 onto the Brock Straight, through the fast-paced turn 8 onto the Brabham Straight, and up towards
Crash
the roundabout at turn 9. Crash corner it is at turn 8. And then through the kink at 10 into turn 11, where we've often seen drivers overextend themselves and end up in the sand trap on the right-hand side of circuit. So drivers will have to be cautious of that tonight. Through 11, up through 12 and 13 into the final corner at turn 14 as well. Drivers will have to be careful of pit entry this evening. It's very, very deep and it's very, very tight. So they can't carry too much speed, otherwise they could end up in the wall. Pit exit. And if the driver's exiting pit lane, they have the right of way to join the circuit. The drivers down the straight have got to visualise if a car's coming out, and if it is, they've got to put themselves offline to avoid an incident down and towards turn 1. Ultimately, it would be unsafe for drivers to exit pit lane and wait for cars to come past. It's easier for the cars that are oncoming to come past them and know where they are positioned on circuit, Brett. So it's a fast-paced lap. It's a tough lap. It's roughly a minute and 20-odd seconds. And this is going to be one for the ages tonight. 3.2 Ks, 2 miles in the old language, 14 turns. Layout's been used ever since 1999, and it will change for 2027 and beyond. And it's somber when you know the layout's going to change, but it's one that will offer up plenty of challenges to these drivers.
Certainly will. Do we know what the layout of the chain's going to be? Or?
We do. I don't have an image of it in per se, but there are images floating around online and within Adelaide as well of what the layout change is going to be. I believe it is also, it's either changing direction, or around about where turn 14 is actually where the new turn 1 will be, and then the chicane could become turn 1 and 2. The pit area is actually moving within this change too. So it is a big change. It's a big layout change. It's a big adjustment
Longer
for this
in
area.
length?
I'm not sure, actually, if it is longer in length.
That's all right.
I have to double check in on that one.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No,
but
that's
it was just,
okay.
yeah, it just popped in my head.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That
and we
is
know
okay.
we've got plenty of room around in my head. Things bounce around quite frequently.
Well, we'll set ourselves up for tonight's event, of course, and the starting grid for tonight's race will be as follows. Mick Clifton will start pole position alongside Tony Chapman. I do apologise for the liveries not loading up on the cars. Unfortunately, I was booted out on lap 76 on Thursday night, and Brett was kind enough to send me his replay. So it means that we may have some issues with some of the car graphics on our starting grid. So I do apologise immensely for that as well. But a big thank you to Brett for helping me out with that one. But yeah, Clifton on pole. Great qualifying from him. Tony Chapman on the front row once more. It'll be another front row start for him this season. We'll see if he can convert to a race win for the first time here in season 27. Row 2 and behind them we'll find David Duddle and Benjamin Brook. Well, Ben Brook's run to the championship has kind of come to a halt at this point of the season. Hopefully he can maybe end his season on a strong run, strong points, and maybe sneak himself into the top 5 of the championship race as well. Duddle's had the momentum recently, though, so he could be someone to keep an eye on throughout the night as well. Into row 3 and the top 6, Bruce Tannock, championship contender, P2 in the title race, starts P5 alongside P3 in the championship, Ron Allen out of P6 in behind him. Row 4 and behind will be Abel Verben and Chad Viger for the top 8. Into the top 10 for row 5, we'll find Brett Horsell and Darryl Callahan out of P10 on the road. To just outside of the top 10 in row 6, we find Nathan Favero and Matt Monday for our top 12. To row 7 and the top 14, we find James Boardman and championship leader Gary Buckland. If they were to remain where they were, Bruce Tannock would win the championship on lap 1 of this race, but they have to do 78
Pressure
laps
is
to
on.
fix that one. But Buckland will have an uphill battle to win the championship as the championship leader here this evening.
Don't count him out, though, because
We're not going to count him out.
we know he's a fighter.
He's a fighter. He's a sneaky assassin, as we previously named him. He can sneak his way forward like the best of them, and it's Adelaide. It's a tough place to survive. Drivers will have to have to maintain the pressure and keep themselves going strong all throughout the race. Rick Viger, Jamie Peters, who's had a strong end to this season, finished P1 at Fuji on the timing sheets, was P2 on the standings at the end of the race, but he finished P1 on points because of a points penalty to the race winner on the day in Bruce Tannock. So he is now a race winner in Split 2 once more. Row 9, and for the top 18, it is Andrew Hoffman and Halil Cesar starting at our top 18 here. And for the top 20 in row 10, it's Andrew Galley and yourself, Brett Fisher, and All Shadow Racing, 10th row of the grid here, Brett.
Yep. Great to see that my car didn't load.
That's very rude when it happens, isn't it? It's
It
unfortunate.
doesn't matter. Should be right.
Things happen. Andrew Listener, Todd Duggan, the top 22 for row 11. Row 12, Yusuf Corfiadis and Paul Burns will start for our top 24 here tonight. Row 13, top 26, Pete Baxter and Michael Quain. And to row 14, we'll find Chris Blanchard and Roy Clark as well. To the top 30 in the 15th row of the grid, we'll find Scott McCune and Jeremy Bush. In behind them for row 16, it'll be our race controller and safety car driver, Jake Burton, who joined in his supercar, not in the actual safety car. And he's alongside the head race controller here tonight, Brenton O'Brien, who's not taking part in this race. The final cars that will start the race, Stephen Kokoschke and Scott Weston at the back end of the field. So Burton and O'Brien will not be racing here this evening. Obviously, Jake Burton won't be because I don't believe he is of age, and there is no way he would be in Split 2. He would be Split 1 every single day of the week. I promise you that one, Brett. But yeah, Brenton O'Brien not racing either.
I'll tell you what's really interesting when we flick through that starting grid. Just about every one of those drivers, you could go can and does have a good day. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of strength in that whole field.
There is a lot of strength in that field. We'll see who can maximise their race starting tonight. Great to have you all in the chat with us as well. We'll run through your names at some point. We're going to be here for a little while. Nathan Favero was out there earlier. Wayne Sanderson as well. Tony Chapman, Brett Horsell is out there as well. Awesome T5 is with us. Peter Kelleher's in the chat. Sean Palmer, great to have you out there. Sean, watching along with us. Hope you're safe and enjoying after your 19-hour sleep. I hope you're enjoying your coffee, your smoke, and your 2 Boston buns. We really appreciate you joining us once again. Ron Allen in the chat as well. Cam77 Sim Racing in the chat too. Doogster is out there. Great to have you. Bruce Galloway too is with us in the chat as well. Hoffy's with us in the chat too. Great to have you watching along with us, Hoffy. Pato's out there as well. Congrats to Pato on that Split 4 championship. Mick Clifton in the chat too as well. And Tony Chapman, who I can't remember if I mentioned or not. But great to have you all watching along with us for the final round of Season 27. Pressure has led to this moment, and pressure has led to a maximum performance needed to win your championship here tonight. Revs are up. Mick Clifton on pole. Race start here in Adelaide. Who is going to survive the streets of South Australia as Clifton has snuck it past the pole sitter of Chapman into turn 1. Tannick and Donald together. Donald straight into the wall off of turn 1, 2. Tannick may get away with that. He looked to be far enough up, but multiple cars are trying to pile in and survive this moment back here. But that's put Duddle right in the way back. Same for Chad Wagner, unfortunately. And then James Boardman as well is dropping a few spots, but I think that might just be from the scrambling in the field off of this race so early. Blanchard off the road as well down at turn 4.
Through the trees.
Yeah, through the trees.
Oh,
and I think that car's got an issue. I think he's had a USB issue. You see the wheels lighting up at the back. He's had an issue with the PC. That's not what Blanchard would have wanted, but what a race start for Mick Clifton. Straight into the race lead and pace early for the Rockstar.
But also, Tony Chapman getting away and quite reasonable. He hasn't had a big fail like he has had previous starts. So he'd be absolutely pumped about that start at the moment.
Exactly right. And I will correct myself. Clifton did start on pole, so he's maintained the race lead and maintained the pole position. Chapman maintaining P2. And from the looks of it, when I saw Tannick there coming into turn 1, 2, to me, he looked far enough up there, Brett, so he may get away with that one. Okay. Andrew Galley now off the road. Turn 11, we mentioned it. Running wide, very, very easy to do. Front end missing on that car.
Got damage too, big damage.
He's going to have to make a choice now. You either nurse it for this lap, get a CPS in, or you come in now, commit to the 3-stop just to get the car home.
And
no, he's going to stay out. He's going to nurse it for a lap.
Look at the front of that though. That front of that car is hurt bad.
It's
so
very, very hurt.
He's making that choice. So he's gonna struggle with that car to get around. Mick Clifton's still out in front. Tony Chapman just on his tail there, still within contact. And have a look at this start. We've had a lot of shakers and groovers. Gary Buckland up 7 spots, so he'd be pumped with that after that first couple of corner melee.
Importantly as well, up 7 spots ahead of Bruce Tannick. Then we've got a pile up down here, down at turn 6. We saw Cesar was in there, I think Corfiadis as well, possibly. That was Hoffman in the wall.
Wow.
Back there is also a few drivers involved in that one. Cesar's carrying a little bit of damage on that 5 car. He'll have to nurse this now, possibly to the first pit stop.
Tell you, first lap, action-packed. Second lap, action-packed. Oh, well, we're going to have 78 laps of action. I'll tell you what.
Oh, Ron Allen.
Ron
Allen
one.
Straight in the wall at turn 11. One of the contenders in the wall.
Oh, and he's going to get there. Yeah, he's got that around safely there.
He has, but that uphill battle that we spoke about, Brett, has become even larger. As positions dropping, he'll get it going again. Doesn't look to be too badly damaged, but he's going to bring it straight into pit lane. Michael Quain's in as well, and Michael Quain's overshot it. We mentioned it. He's overshot it and straight in the barrier. Luckily, I don't think he hit it too hard, but those are the tests of the BP Ultimate pit lane here at Adelaide.
Well, that's going to hurt time-wise, you know, like it adds more time, obviously, to your pit stop, and it's going to shuffle the field even further. Have a look at that now, though. So, where was I looking?
Look at this. Jamie Peters up 8 positions into P8 on the road. What a race start for now the one-time race winner this season. Peters is on fire, and he's looking to chase down one of the contenders in Bruce Tannick, who now is not winning the championship with Gary Buckland right in front of him. How quickly things can turn.
Certainly, yeah. That's what I was looking for, where Gary Buckland was. And I was looking behind Bruce Tannick, but no, he's in front. So this is very, very interesting for this championship. It's just come absolutely alive. And I must say, myself up 9 spots.
Great job there.
I was pretty wrapped with that.
Great job there, Brett.
just to talk about
Give yourself a little pat on the back. Todd Duggan's up 9 as well. Listener up 7.
Yep.
Baxter up 10 in a great race start.
McCune 12.
Burns up 8 as well. Corfiadis up 5. Clark up 9. Bush up 9. Weston up 11. And Kokoschki up 8 positions, taking advantage of the early onslaught. Although Kokoschki starting from pit lane today thanks to a previous license points penalty. He served his round ban last week at the Nürburgring. He started from pit lane
damage
here
on the
today.
front of that car too. He's hanging some pretty good
Favero
damage.
in as well, so there's damage on that car.
And Kokoschki was one of those drivers I was talking about that, you know, like had some really hot pace, really sort of looking a very strong championship contender. But unfortunately, the latter part of this championship has just got away from Stephen.
It has just a little bit, and that's the important game we speak about, of momentum, Brett. You've got to be able to carry it. You've got to be able to hang on to it. How very quickly momentum can slip away from you from one or two bad races. And unfortunately for Stephen, he's a perfect example of it this season. We look to next season as he may possibly remain here in Split 2. He'll obviously self-reflect upon this season. If he can get his teammate Pete Kelleher up into into Split 2, keep his teammate Michael Schreier in here as well, all of a sudden Synergy Sim Racing, they're going to be a strong outfit going forward here in the second split.
100%. I hope everyone's pumped up because this so far has been pretty action-packed, and I'm sure we're going to see more. This is a really tricky couple of turns there coming out of that front. It's easy to get a slowdown, easy to get the car out of sideways there.
See as well, McCune, Clark, Cesar all trying to fight strong here. Clark and McCune up good amount of positions here. Double digits for McCune with 11, Clark up 9. Cesar the downfall out of that one, he's down 2 from his starting position, but these three Mustangs looking to fight together. I'll give you an interesting statistic here, Brett, that I realised the other day. So no matter who wins out of Tannick or Buckland, if either of them win, this statistic will continue. Did you know that every single season as Michael Quain has gone off, that is up at turn 10 or turn 9. Did you know that every single season, Brett, since season 23, we have gone back and forth between a Camaro and a Mustang winning the championship.
Oh, there you go.
We have only had it one time in Gen 3 where the same car type has won it 2 seasons in a row. That was the first 2 seasons of season 22 and season 23 when Logan Barnett and Matt Muggleton won the Split 2 championships. Ever since then, it has gone back and forth between the Chevrolet and the Ford, and we're on track for that to continue here tonight with one of those Camaro drivers possibly winning the championship in Buckland and in Tannick.
In Tannick, yeah. Well, you're full of it, Hamish.
I know.
Stats,
Full of stats. Yes, I know, full of stats. I can name the champions if you like as well, Brett. I can give you every single one.
No, you'll just
Pete Baxter. Pete Baxter has just gone into pit lane and he's done what Quain did.
Second victim.
Yep. So that's twice now that's happened.
Yeah, I'll just write that down so we keep a record of it. I'll just also I was just looking at Ron Allen in the chat, just a slight slide from the rear that bloody tie wall just sucks you right in. So that's what's kicked his ass.
Yeah, and you'll have work to do now to keep this thing in line. And he stated as well the fuel strategy's now gone out the window. He's had to change up the strategy tonight. Now, critical lap was roughly lap 32 or 33, depending on your fuel usage. So we should see pit stops well before then. They can't save 5 laps. The farthest they're going to go is roughly lap 27 or 28. So they can't fuel save to get there without a couple of safety car interventions as Scott McCune gets a slowdown and gets passed by Clark and Cesar on the back straight. So a few safety car interventions it would take to get us to critical without a stop. But ultimately, we should see one stop to get us there. And then the critical point to get there, well, any lap will get us to lap 32 or 33 because you can put more in than what you start with.
Just watching in that couple of sections back there, Bush just claiming another scar on the wall of turn 8. And what a fantastic turn that is. I mean, every time I went into that turn, you almost hold your breath for a couple of seconds, just making sure Bush just dropping again.
Jeremy Bush has done it in the pit lane. Third time.
Number 3.
Keeping a tally of it, it seems.
Yep. I've got 3 on the board at the moment. Yusuf Kortafidis, I think was that a pass?
I think he had a blink. He had a blink and he dropped below Paul Burns. So good to see Burnsy back out on the road. We haven't seen him in a few weeks, I do believe. So good to see him back out there fighting away for the end of this season. Not fighting for a championship, of course, but still good to get the ego boosted with a solid finish in the final round of the season.
100%.
As Ron Allen sets the fastest lap of the race. Previous time by it was a 1:21.97. This lap a 22.53. So he's got pace in this M1 Racing Mustang. And he
what
loves.
a shame he got caught up in that early incident because I mean,
this race
what
is
happens,
so long, Brett. It's so. I mean, this is legitimately the real distance of one of the weekend races at Adelaide in the grand final. It is the same distance. Anything can happen across 78 laps here at Adelaide. Anyone could drop at any point. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Buckland. It could be Tanek. Either of them could drop. And if it happens, Ron, as long as he keeps his car clean, could be right there to pick up the pieces once more.
And I found the distance was it was long, but I think that was part of the attraction to it because you got into that zone. If it was a short race, you sort of, you could battle through it, but you had to fight for the concentration. You had to fight to keep the car exactly where you needed it to be, all laps, every laps. So that's what I enjoyed about the race. It was just all that put into the mix, and it come up with a really good recipe. As we see Monday just hit the wall a bit. I nearly forgot to breathe then.
Monday getting past
locks the tyre.
The lap traffic there of Jeremy Bush. Locked the tyre. We're on board with Gary Buckland at this stage. He is the current championship leader and current championship winner at this point of the race. As he mentioned, get that twitch through turn 10. Kept it tidy, kept it clean. Buckland right now just has to keep things cool, calm, collected. He can afford to let Tanek past him as well. He has to finish within 3 positions of Bruce Tanek, not taking bonus points into account. So with no bonus points, if Tanek doesn't win the race, it just has to be within 3, meaning 2 or less, and Buckland will win the championship over Bruce Tanek.
But considering the early start where Gary was actually buried in the field, and now he's managed to put the car in front of Tanek. If I was Gary, I don't know. Big.
Hallel Cesar and Scott McCune about to come in together down at the final corner.
Wow,
they get themselves rolling again.
And will get past as well. Yep, he has. What I was going to say is if I was Gary, I'd probably, and I'm not Gary, so he can tell me what he thinks if he wants. I'd actually like to keep Bruce Tanek behind me at this point because you can see exactly what's going on.
That's right. Well, Gary
and you've got a bit of that control.
Gary has just gotten past Matt Monday, which puts even more control into his hand. So that's only going to help Gary and put some pressure onto Tanek. And as good as Tanek's season's been, he's got to try and keep the same mindset he's had all season. Clear head, clear mind. Don't push too hard. If you put yourself in a position to win the championship, you're just going to hang on to it. It's okay to go for glory and to go for home, but you've got to be smart about it too. And Tanek has proven this season he's very capable of doing so. He has not missed a round this season as a round band driver. And there's a reason for that as to why he is contending for the championship right now. We often said, Brett, as we come into pit lane, we've often said if Tanek doesn't get a round ban and he can do every single round, he will contest for the title. And it is proof in the pudding tonight what that has done for Bruce Tanek this season.
100%, yep. And as we've talked about before on this broadcast, that we've definitely seen a different Tanek this season, and it's actually been really, really good to watch him race. It's been good to see him actually take to him.
Well, I was about to say, on his best day, he's been one of the best drivers to watch on track this season, I would argue, Brett, from an outsider's perspective. Just watching the way that he's been able to control the car this season. The drive that he had at Fuji, outside of his points penalty, was probably one of his best drives to date. That was a spectacular performance from him out at Fuji Speedway, and undoubtedly, if he's going to win the championship tonight, he has earned it throughout this season. The one thing you'd hope, though, is he doesn't throw it away here in the final race.
100%, yep. And like anything, like any good football game, cricket match, not that I'm into any of them, or any race, all you want to see is a good battle. No one likes to see a runaway where the one team or the other just gets slaughtered. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's grit the teeth. And let's have a good old dinky die battle.
Sports games like that. You think back to the previous 3 AFL Grand Finals. The last 2 have been blowouts in the way of Brisbane Lions winning their back-to-back premierships. The year prior, They had an absolute back and forth rip snorter of a game with Collingwood. Even as heartbreaking as it was for me, it was probably one of the greatest games of football I've ever watched. And when you get a close game like that, when it matters most on championship day, what more could you ask for on that occasion?
Exactly.
You know, what more could you ask for? And, you know, yes, the last 2 years have saved me from heart palpitations like 2023 didn't. But these drivers are dealing with a similar mindset right now of just trying to keep it close, keep it clean, and keep themselves in check. Lap 11 to 78, so we're getting closer and closer actually to the halfway point of this first stint of the race. I doubt we're going to see any strategic stops within the next sort of 7 or 8 laps. Within by about 10 laps away, as Jeremy Bush has just had a moment, and that was down at turn 10. He's allowed a car past him now, so
he's had a rough night so far, Bush. So, as you talked about, we're on lap 12 now, but Mr. Clifton out in front at the moment, doing a great job. Tony Chapman, he's doing a really good job there. Great to see that he's managed to get the car away from the starting grid, and he's actually having a half-decent crack at it here tonight so far. So
you can look at the progression of Tony Chapman this season of getting more and more used to starting on the front row, Brett. First time he had pole back at St. Petersburg. Unfortunately for Tony, it didn't go so well. The next time he had pole, it didn't go quite well off the start. Tonight, though, much
maybe
better
that's
race
the key,
start
starting second spot.
Well, maybe it is, but much better race
just
start than
takes
he's
that pressure
previously
off.
had on that front row. Although he didn't take the race lead on lap 1, he's sitting strong, he's sitting comfortable, and he's sitting with the race leader challenging for this win.
Another one who has been prominent through certain times of the season, Brooke. He's definitely sort of had the pace to be up there. Another one for Band too, Abel Verben. Another one that's really, standing up as well.
Super consistent for Abel Verben this season, it must be said. And yes, he's had some, through self-reflection, I would assume, he's had some moments that wouldn't be as good as the highest of highs he's had this season, but he could still finish his season off very, very strong here by getting this car inside of the top 5 and ending his season with a solid bag of points. That would be very helpful for Verben. If he gets himself into a team for next season or the season after, he'll be one to watch. He's got pace about him. He's got, his racecraft's getting better week in and week out. And that's going to be the key, for those drivers that have been here this season or who are coming in for next season. Get your racecraft up to snuff incredibly quickly. You will do well in Split 2. Doesn't matter how good your pace is. If your racecraft's not matching it, you won't get the results that you need. And that has been the tale of Split 2 for a long, long time, Brett. Not just in Gen 3, but for a long time.
Not only racecraft, though, but consistency.
Yep.
I think that's one of the biggest things. We saw Randall, wasn't it? He won it purely. He didn't win a race.
Won last season without winning a race.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying, is that consistency is the key. Those little 1% errors that knock you to the back of the pack or whatever, if you can eliminate as many of them as possible throughout the season, you're going to have a good season.
That's exactly right. And we can see here that Darryl Callahan has had some ups and downs this season, but he's been relatively consistent, doing a good job tonight. He's up 1 into P9. Boardman, his season's been up and down as well through a couple of struggles all throughout, racing through sickness, racing through some disconnection issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Up 3 here inside of the top 10. So both of these drivers trying to race on strong now to the very end of the season. Jamie Peters, of course, came on strong at the end of this season and could carry some good momentum into next season as well. Unsure how well he's going to do, though, on his own for a whole season, trying to battle for more and more race wins. But the more that he gets, the more confidence he's going to get in his own ability, and the better off he's probably going to be. So, if he is picked up by a team, he'll be someone to watch, 100%. If he's still on his own, well, he'll still be one to watch, because if he can do it on his own, that'll be a hell of an effort.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Brett Horsell down at the back of this pack here at the moment, he has had an outstanding season thus far.
Yep.
Creeping into the top 10 for, I think, majority of the season. But, he's had quite outstanding. Oh, Weston.
Yeah, Scott Weston is off there at turn 4. Kokoschki's just come past him. I wonder if there may have been something between them. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it was called in. Confirmation from Race Control, by the way, that incident with Dave Duddle and Bruce Tannick was a no further action. Bruce was far enough up. And then the incident with Scott McCune and Halil says was also a no further action. Just reading the description here, Halil had actually lost control at the final corner. Didn't have enough time to hold his brakes and stop the car from actually hitting McCune, who tried to come past him. So that's why they've determined that one as a racing incident between the two of them. So, you know, O'Brien in the booth of race control with Jake Burton alongside him, and they are steamrolling through the incident reports out there for those that have called them in. Roy Clark into pit lane. Could this be an early stop, Brett? I mean, you know, could it be considered a little bit too early? Trying to undercut some people, possibly, but lap 15, end of 14, it feels slightly too early to me at this stage of the race. He hasn't quite cut it into thirds. Could be struggling maybe with some damage or something, but it definitely feels a little bit too early to me. How do you feel about that, knowing you pitted back on lap 9?
Well, I pitted back there just to get out of a bit of traffic, hopefully get some clear air. And I just wanted to take a different strat, you know, like, and just roll the dice a bit. Because I think I was in a little bit of a pack, just being held up just a touch. And if I could get into some clean air, I could have, same. See what happens.
We'll see what happens. And, you know, speaking of consistency in the chat, Ron Allen and Tony Chapman mentioning it. You know, Ron mentioning that Brenton has probably been the story of consistency this season, and you can't really disagree. He has been consistent with his qualifying, but he knows personally that he could do with getting his qualifying a bit better. But his race consistency has been top tier, bar none. Probably been the best consistency on the racetrack all season long. And then, Tony's saying this is what he has to work on, which that takes time. You know, this is only Tony's second attempt at Split 2, and I believe it's only his third or fourth season in Vets. So
Hoffman in pits.
Tony's doing a great job at this stage. Knowing of what his last attempt at Split 2 was like, this is night and day for Tony. Absolutely night and day. And, and I think he'll get there. The pace is there. He gets that consistency up, and his racecraft's getting better and better week in and week out as well. Tony will be someone to watch going forward too.
Lap 16 of 78 here at Adelaide. The grand final, the finale round of season 27. Little battle there between Monday and Tannic.
He's just stuck behind Matty at this stage is Bruce, trying to find his way through. We can see here sort of pressure that's put upon these tyres around this Adelaide Street Circuit. You see how many bumps are on this street circuit, Brett. It's unbelievable the amount of suspension movement that these cars get and the amount of attack that they get off of the bumps in these roads. We're going to sit on board with this because he's actually approaching turn 1 and 2. So let's watch this as he hops over the curb. Look at that. Unbelievable how much movement you get out of that through turn 1 and turn 2. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I actually like driving on a track that has got bumps. For whatever reason, it just gives me a bit more feel what the car's doing. And it just, I don't know. It just, for me, I like a bit of a bumpy track.
Well, glad he's in the chat and he's reminded me of this. Shout out to Dave Baldock as well. 5th in the Split 4 Championship, and he's once again won the Baldock Van Ree Cup for Dave Baldock.
Well done.
So congratulations to Dave. Who knows, we might see him in Split 3 next season, Brett. Maybe he's one step
put him
closer.
Straight on the Split 2.
Put him in a Split 2. Bring him to Split 2. Get him in here with us. We'll call Baldy every single week. Get him up here. He's one step closer to Split 2 once more, Brett. That's what we want to see from Dave Baldock. Yusuf Corfidis as well. He's running strong here tonight. And interesting moments throughout this season, Brett. Probably most notable, I would say, for Yusuf Corfidis was the weird safety car shenanigans that we had back at Road America in round 2. And Yusuf was one of those drivers that got called around when he had actually stayed out of pits and was leading the race and got called past and nearly lapped the field. So that was a funny moment for sure this season. But Yusuf's been consistent. He has had some struggles throughout, and probably his biggest blunder this season would have been Circuit of the Americas, where he accidentally put wet tyres on in his first stop in the race, and that killed his chances at a top 10. But he's someone to watch out for. He's incredibly strong on the circuit, and he's got great pace. His racecraft is really, seriously is getting better and better. and he'll be someone to keep a keen eye on going forward for sure. And he's
Verban-
becoming one of those.
Verban
new
just got
names.
past Brooke.
Oh, look at that. Abel Verban, who we've spoken about previously.
Did he tag the wall and 8?
I don't know, but Ben Brook wants to try and get this done. Watch for Buckland on
Gary
the
Buckland on the
inside.
inside.
Turn 8 or turn 9.
smart
Can't
move,
quite
smart
get
move.
there. Yeah, backed out of it. Didn't want to put too much pressure on his championship. Wasn't willing to push for it too hard.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Oh, and we've got
It's okay.
someone.
That was Michael Quain. Michael Quain is
Michael
off
Quain
the road.
again. He's having a hard night.
That's down at turn 11. So Quainy's off. Mick Clifton now race leader in the pit
Clifford in
lane.
pit.
Michael Hayes in the chat with us as well. Great to have you with us, Hazy, watching along tonight in the final round of the season. So, as we stated, Chapman has now taken the race lead. He's got a 3.2 second gap over P2 and Abel Verban.
We talked about that before.
And then Ben Brook back now in P3. Buckland, Monday, Tannick, Peters, Callahan, Boardman, Horsell inside of the top 10. Things will get corrected. A couple of interesting strategy plays you could pull out tonight, Brett. You could go for a track position stop, put a bit of maybe about 50 litres in the car, get yourself some track position off the first stop, and then see where you go from there. The opposite end of that is you could put maybe 80 to 90 litres in your first stop, give up a little bit of track position thanks to the field spread, but actually get a good gain in terms of being able to push that car for longer.
Ooh.
Or you go for the split stop of roughly a 70 litre split across the race. Those are your 2 strategies or 3 strategies that could play out across the night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many things. Then we've got the, if a safety car gets called, that's going to change the whole dynamics of the race again. So, there's a whole lot of things that can happen here. A lot of laps. We're not even in 20 laps yet. We're coming up to 20th lap, but 78 laps is the total here tonight. It's going to be a long race. You're going to have to keep the concentration, to keep hydrated throughout this race. As we've seen a few cars early get a bit tangled up here and there. So there's plenty of cars out there copying a few injuries. Just looking back at Kokoschki's car at the moment as well. He's got both front left and right a bit of damage on his car.
Yeah, Cesar as well has a little bit of damage on the front of his car
Yeah,
too.
front left.
But
front right,
both of these guys have been running pretty well strong together throughout this race. They're just tucked up nicely together at this point, so it's good to see from them, and they're just trying to push forward. They've got an 11-second gap up to Rick Viger, so they've got plenty of time to try and chase down Jamie Peters with a blinking issue just then, but he's still running strong. In and amongst this tight pack of cars with Duggan, Boardman and Horsell right on his heels. So this is an enticing battle. We're right on board with Boardman. He's third in line here, and this is a pack that could be one to watch.
There's plenty of packs to watch, I'll tell you that right now. Take that to the bank, as they say. Oh,
Peters is still blinking.
Blinking.
Yeah, still blinking. That's going to start to put Callahan off if that continues happening. But
you don't want a blinking car in front of you as you go through turn 8. I'll tell you that right now.
Exactly right. Mick Clifton's saying it's still a bit early to stop, as he had already come into pit lane, so he's obviously made that determination. Ben Brook is now in, Brett, so he'll come down pit road. Oh, Boardman getting super deep in behind Callahan. Nearly tasted what he had for breakfast. Somehow he didn't. I don't know how he's done that, but he's pulled it up. In towards turn 1 and turn 2. Watch the ride over the curbs. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
full
nicely
commitment.
Done. Yeah, nicely done. I tell you, there was a lot of satisfying parts of this track. There's when you go through turn 1 and 2, and as fast as you can, obviously, and turn 8 as fast as you can. They are very satisfying to get right.
Exactly right. See, Gary Buckland has now been passed by Bruce Tannick and Matt Monday.
Oh,
so Buckland has dropped a little bit of pace here. Well, it's only recently happened, so I wonder if maybe trying to get past the lap traffic of Bush has held him up a little bit. That's allowed both of them past, but that has now allowed Tannick and Monday past him here at this point of the race.
Oh, you're right there, Hamish?
I am. I had a bit of a glitch then on my
glitch.
My throat.
I know he's shutting down.
I tried to talk, but
have you tried to turn it off and back on again?
Oh, I don't want to do that one. Nearly happened once. I got a blue screen on the way back again. Don't really need that. But Brad Doble's joined us in the chat as well. Great to have you out there with us, Brad. Watching along. Roy Clark's with us too, and Anita Buckland watching along as well. So great to have you all out there.
Yep.
here with us
Pushing
tonight.
out wide. He's sort of
This
scrambling the
battle
guys as
pack
they come down
is
the front.
Jeremy Bush, I don't know why Jeremy's actually still going with that car as damaged as it is. He'd be better off coming in and fixing it up.
Cranked.
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
It is, yeah. I probably should just bring it into pit lane there, Jeremy, at that point.
Yeah.
But
well.
But keep going, keep pushing on. 75% tonight is 59 laps, so you've got a fair way to go to get to your 75% to be classified with points. Chris Blanchard, Michael Quain currently not looking like they're going to make that marker. And I believe Chris is actually going to try and test the car out at some point to see if he actually fixes the issue he had on lap 1 of the race. That's really going to kill his season, though. That'll take him out of the top 10 by not scoring points here tonight. It's a real shame for Chris Blanchard, but we know, and I know after speaking with him last week after his win at the Nürburgring, he loves racing in Split 2. It's one of his, this is one of his favourite nights of the week to go racing here, and he is a massive fan of being within this second tier of the veterans. So it's obviously not strategic because he's had a USB issue, but Blanchy is he's driving well and he's in good form going into next season. And, interesting, Shane Randall joins us in the chat. Last season's champion, and congratulations to him on his performances in Split 1 this season as well. And his first season up in Split 1 in a little while. Brett, let me just double check actually where he finished in the standings to give some comparison for us. He's mentioning surprised that Callahan, Boardman and Horsell have not actually pitted yet, being that they're behind Jamie Peters, but they may just be trying to stick to a number. But Shane Randall, first time back in Split 1 in quite a few seasons as the Split 2 champion, finished P15.
Wow.
I'm overextending how well he did.
P15
that's a
good
Split 1.
That's a good solid effort.
That is a very good effort.
Yeah, 100%. Well done.
That's a great job.
Just
for
watching,
Shane Randall.
just watching. Who's in front of Boardman? Callahan. Just Callahan. Just getting the car sideways in a couple of times, getting really close to those walls. So he's just fighting the car a bit. Tanik now past Monday.
Oh, Monday getting loose.
But Monday sideways. So that's.
Oh, Buckland couldn't take advantage. He wasn't close enough.
No.
He was not close enough to get past. So that's hurt him.
Tanik's on a run. He's not mucking about here at all.
One more spot,
So,
one more position would mean that Buckland's going to be under big pressure. 2 more spots would give the lead of the championship by a single point to Bruce Tanik. It's crazy how it can happen.
Nail biter. We've got a nail biter on our hands at the moment. So I hope you've brought all your drinks and your snacks with you because you're going to need them. This is going to be a great one. And I just want to mention too, by anyone who is interested, I have put in the pictures section on the Vets Discord channel the season 27 album of all of the songs that have been out this season, and also a special one for Gunter's album with his 2 songs as well. So anyone interested, you can grab all those songs from there.
Scott McCune off as well at turn 40. And let us know as well if you want us to continue with the songs going into next season. If you've been enjoying them, as Ben Brooks, that's the fastest lap of the race, 121.67. If you've enjoyed them this season and you want them to continue into season 28, let us know. We want to hear from you. I know that Brett has a lot of fun making them every single week, and we're going to sit in the background and tweak them a little bit more to make them even better for next season. And for those that may have or may not have noticed too, the instrumental songs at the start of the broadcasts have been somewhat track or area themed for where we've been, and that's something that I would hope to be continuing into next season as well. So let us know your thoughts and give us the feedback and what you've thought.
Yeah,
and
love a good bit
all.
of feedback.
I do as well, as Andrew Listener into pit lane. Gary Buckland's loving the songs, so he's saying yes to them. Although he won't be here next season based on how he's driven this season.
Well, he'll have to catch the broadcast anyway. Come and have a watch.
That's right. Rick Viger in
watch
as
for the
well.
entertainment.
Just come and sit back and watch how your teammates do or anything else.
Yeah.
So,
Just
back
shits
stuff.
and giggles.
Where is Pete? Pete's just had a moment down at turn 9. So that's brought Ron Allen, Roy Clark into the mix with his battle now. Andrew Galley getting past a slow-down ridden Andrew Hoffman, who's had to let him go. Galley now gets past him as well. Tony Chapman leads the way. Lap 25 of 78. Only a few laps left on the fuel tank. When will the race leader come in? Verben sitting P2 in a great position as well. Listener has joined the pit lane, as has Scott McCune. Chapman's going to go another lap here, it seems. Brett, what about Verben? Does he come in? Or does he keep going? He's going to keep pushing on. Bruce Tannock keeps pushing, and he's actually catching.
Jeez, yeah, he's really winding him in.
Oh, lock up for Buckland.
With a deep run there.
Oh.
He's really, he wants to get past Monday, I think, just to keep that Tannock mobile in sight, I think. Why wouldn't you?
That's
knowing
right.
that you've got a championship on the line.
Sean Palmer in the chat giving love to Andrew Listener, who's just exited pit road as well. Andrew's had a great season, it must be said. Brett, his first time up here in Split 2, and what a season it has been. Top 20 in the championship on the line for him tonight. He's had an average finish this season of around about P21 to P19. He's probably been the most consistent driver in terms of same position finishes this season.
Yeah.
So it has been a great season for Andrew Listener, and something and a foundation for him to build upon going into future seasons.
And that's what I was saying at the start of this race. You know, on the grid, there wasn't really many names on that grid that you couldn't put up towards the top 5, top 10, easily, and have seen them there in the season. So just a testament to.
Buckland!
We've got
Buckland's
Buckland!
off! Buckland is off at turn 11.
Oh!
Buckland has locked it up. Rear end's gone round. Positions lost. This is huge for the championship. He's got to come straight in. He is in with Duggan in behind. Talk about spatters in the works. Oh, and he's hit the cone as well. What did the cone do, Gary? Come on, I know you went off track. What did the cone do?
You've been hitting the cones too hard, Gary. That's a shake-up, and it's probably not bad, considering he's sort of lost a bit of time. He's just thought, right, let's bring this thing in and come straight in and get, whether use the fast repair or just whatever. Let's get it sorted quickly.
That is one thing that I recommend often at times, is if you actually have an incident and you've had it close to pit lane, just come straight in. You've already given up time. It's actually going to be easier for you to get up to pit speed level than it will be to get up to race level in terms of your speedometer after you've had an incident. So it's that was a smart move from Gary. That'll actually probably save him from dropping even more positions or time to Tannock. So
I wonder whether Tannock's noticed anything there, or he's just got his eyes forward. Because at this point, it's he's in the box seat.
Right now it is Tannock's to win or lose. He'll come into pit lane behind Verben. Chapman's actually gone a lap longer, by the way, onto lap 28, so he's gone the longest of the lot. Monday comes in as well. Callahan in. Boardman, Horsell are all in as well.
Here we go.
So pit lane's about to light up. We'll see who is going to come out the benefactors of this one. What about Corfiadis? Does he join them?
The other interesting thing too, with Tannock coming into the pits the lap after Buckland, if he is watching that timing tower at all, he'll be able to see on relative, depending on how much fuel each of them take, what the deficit is between the two of them.
Well, here is Buckland back in P18, and he couldn't have come out in a worse position behind traffic. So this is only going to hold him up, especially with yourself and Roy Clark
saying on
battling.
traffic?
Yes, Brett.
You're saying on traffic?
Yes, Brett.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But in amongst this pack of cars, this is not going to help him. This is only going to drop him time. Tannock has already come out, and he's come out well ahead of where Buckland is. He's come out actually right behind Monday and Clifton. Monday's gained good in pit lane. Clifton took a longer stop, though, 38 seconds, so he's actually still sitting good for a podium position after this stop process.
Tannock now coming up against some some lap traffic too.
No, this isn't lapped. This is
not
actual
lap
traffic.
But this is actual traffic. But this is going to kill his run there a little bit.
The beauty will be is though Clifton and Monday are running at a slightly stronger pace than Clark and yourself are at the moment. Brett, Clark with that 25, yourself with a 24. Clifton previously at a 123. So the pace actually up here, further up the order, is actually a lot better.
Could be better,
for Bruce Tannock. So Tony Chapman's now in. Ben Brook is up into P2. Kokoschke still needs to come into pit lane for his first stop of the race. Is Brook going to take the race lead as Kokoschke comes in? So Brook took a shorter stop, 23.1 seconds was his stop time when he last pit. He'll take the race lead. Will lead us on to lap 29 of 78 here. There's Chapman, there's Kokoschke. Interested to see what Kokoschke comes out in comparison to the likes of Cesar, who he was battling with earlier on. James Boardman's dropped down the order as well out of his battle, but he's also taken a longer stop. 38.91 seconds is going to roughly equate to around about 90 litres. So he's taken that longer stint strategy here on the second run, comparatively to some shorter stint stops throughout the field, as we'll have a look at some of our pit times.
Roy Clark's another name that we haven't really mentioned, have we, tonight? He's had some good results as well. Like, you know, as I said, we continue to talk about different drivers, and I'll tell you what, yeah, they've just, the whole split two has just really, over the last couple of seasons, stepped it all up, you know.
Well, Kokoschke, by the way, we just mentioned him, and you're right, Roy Clark has stepped things up. He challenges for a top 5 in the championship tonight. Kokoschke's come out of pit lane. He actually had a shorter stop than what Cesar did, but Cesar's actually managed to undercut that time a little bit out to about 1.8 seconds. So that lap, stopping that lap earlier has actually helped Cesar here gain a bit of time over Kokoschke in their battle further down the order. Good comeback here for Ron Allen, up to P8, only down 2 from where he started, and he's already used one of his CPSs. So he's good now, possibly for a top 10 finish here tonight if he can remain and keep this car clean. And Callahan and Horsell in behind him.
How many split one drivers did we have come down this season?
Let me check.
And where are they on the championship? That's, you know, because you're the stats man, you know, like you know all that sort of stuff. Because I'm just...
The drivers that came down was... Did we even get any that came down? We didn't get any that came down.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe. I believe we only had drivers come up from split 3.
Yeah, okay.
We had the top 5 in split 3, and then we had a good chunk come up from split 3 as well, because we had about 10 or 12 drivers come up.
Yeah,
from
some
split 3.
returnings. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it would be the previous. It'd be the previous season that we had.
Oh, sorry, Stephen Kokoschke's just gone off and into the wall at turn 3. Kokoschke is off the road. That car is broken. It is near the escape road. If this thing is called as a safety car, it could not have come at a better time, but a more contestive time, Brett, because we are 2 laps away from the earliest critical lap here this evening of lap 32. That is a big moment and a big spot for that to happen.
Apparently, Gary came down from split 1.
Oh, yes, he did. Sorry, I do apologise. Yes, he did. Gary did come down. I'll have to double check the list, actually. You know what the issue is? They weren't actually highlighted. That's why I didn't think anything came down.
Right. Yeah.
Be interesting, though. Gary Buckland has come down from split 1.
He's going to go straight back up there again.
He could be the first one, I think possibly ever, to come down from split 1 and go straight back again as champion. Cars are coming into pit lane, and there's a good reason why they're coming into pit lane. The safety car has been called by race control, so Project Fade Streetwear safety car will get out there, although it will be in the form of a Chevrolet Camaro here this evening, not a Porsche 992.2. But the safety car has been called. Cars are in pit lane. So lap 30. So lap 31. Oh, Brooke's gone off. Brooke has just gone off at turn 11. Ben Brooke has just gone off at turn 11. Wow. So the interesting point now is, Brett, we are technically 1 lap away from critical lap. So if drivers actually stayed out, till this point, and now they come in, they'll save a lap under the safety car. They should make it home from here.
Yeah, geez, that was a squeeze. Tanik nearly got the inside of...
Cars are in. Chapman has stayed out. Tony Chapman has stayed out. Is this a mistake? Because Chapman and Callahan have both stayed out under a free kick at the right time. Oh, no.
Yeah, you got it. You have to come in.
Even and the thing is, Brett, even if they pit now, right? And let's say let's say they're a lap short. You just come in again at the next lap and you pit under the safety car. That'll get you home.
Yeah, Tony's just gone. I didn't pit because I didn't think I had enough gas to make it. Yeah,
oh,
okay.
No.
That was, I think, but yeah, that was one of the things that even if we're a one or so lap short, I think you could have saved enough fuel.
Well, you save
in the safety car.
You save 1 lap under a safety car. So if you're 1 lap away from critical, you pit because you'll get the lap back under the safety car anyway.
Yeah. And then you can fuel save a little bit and here and there because it's still a long way to go. So yeah.
Nathan told him critical lap was lap 34.
Oh
no.
Nathan, you have.
Well, what I would say then is, cause I don't know if Tony does this, but what he could do is, Brett, is yes, he's at the front of the field right now, but he could pit on this lap. He could just come in. But
do you know what I'd say to Nathan?
What would you say? Oh.
Sorry. Go.
But even then, if you pit now and you didn't want to save the fuel, you pit anyway. And then let's say we're getting towards the end of the safety car, you just come straight in under the safety car for another stop.
Yeah, it's a lesser loss.
Yeah.
It's the lesser of two weevils.
Now, the beauty is for Chapman and for Callaghan and even Duggan as well is they can push on for a fairly long time. Let's say this field stays close. Although Duggan's actually coming into pit lane, so that's now null and void. Let's say the field stays close and they have to pit under green flag. If they can go out to, say, lap 50 and then pit, they're going to have the tyres to actually run down the field somewhat. I don't know if they'll be able to run down the race lead, but if they get a late safety car and they can pit for free for a set of tyres, they'll be golden again.
Oh, hallelujah.
Because they're going to have the grip. And they're going to have the benefit of that grip. So it's not over at this point. We're only halfway through this race. And the interesting little stat for you here is Bruce Tannock, P4 on the road, is up 8 positions from Gary Buckland. Bruce Tannock right now is winning the championship, where it currently sits. So Gary's got work to do after that mistake.
Clown on track now. Unbelievable.
Well, you can see this is where Gary is back here. P12 in and amongst the gaggle of cars. So corrected order, Mick Clifton will be the race leader. Bruce Tannock will be P2. Jamie Peters will be corrected P3, up 13 positions when those top two come into pit lane.
That's
what
a good effort.
A drive for Jamie Peters to get this. If he can get this podium, that is all time. Verben corrected order P4. Monday corrected order P5. Boardman corrected order is P6. Listener corrected order
huge effort
is
up 12.
P7. Up 12 will be up 14 when that happens. Although, Peters has actually just come past Tannock. I believe he was actually ahead of Tannock in pit lane. So I think that's why that's happened. So, it is a crazy scenario to be in. Still with half of this race to go, it is anyone's game to take home this race win. It is anyone's game to take home that championship between those contenders. You look to where Ron Allen is. He's back up there right behind Buckland. He's not out of the woods just yet either. Rick Weiger's in a similar scenario.
Yep.
Either of them
Rick's been strong too. There's another name that throughout this season, threatening, some good finishes and stuff like that too. You know what I say to the people in the chat?
What do you say, Brett?
Are you not entertained?
Well, if you are, or if you aren't, we hope that you'll stick around for the rest of the broadcast and for next season as well. Season 28 to come your way with a fantastic calendar to come your way too. We'll be able to run through that later in the broadcast, of course, towards the end as the waiver rounds are just beginning to happen here. But of course, you can help support the Vets by clicking the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing. here on the channel into next season. This is the final broadcast of this season. We've already had every other broadcast. This is the last one, the grand finale, if you will, for season 27. We're back with you in June, towards the end of June, around about the 27th, for the first round of next season, when SimSpeed will start us back up once again with Split 1 on the Thursday night. But what more could you ask for? And if you want to help support us for Split 2 and the other ventures we have here at Infinity
Send me money.
Broadcasting, you can send Brett money, or you can click the like button to subscribe, the bell icon as well, over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel. Monday morning, 9:50 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're back once again with Highside Motorsports as they go racing for the Carbon Coats 150 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So you can get some Gen 6 NASCAR action on your screens Monday morning to start out your day. And then Vets will be back in a few weeks' time for Split 2 once more on the Saturday evenings. More and more to come here in 2026. And what more could you want out of sim racing here in Australia, even internationally as well? So what a race to the end this is going to be. What a season it's been. It's been building to be an absolute ultimate crescendo here tonight for this championship. 2 seasons in a row we've come to the final round with a close championship battle on our hands, Brett. Yes, last season's ended in a little bit of controversy. Tonight's looks to be going right down to the wire between Tanik and Gary Buckland.
And that's the way we love it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it's exciting for what's to come as Jake Burton will pull away from the race leader, Tony Chapman. He'll drive his Chevrolet Camaro safety car back to pit lane. Beautifully donated by Trans-Tasman Racing this evening for him to drive that on track. And Chapman will have control of the field once more, but he is not the corrected race leader. He needs one more CPS to get home, as does Darryl Callahan. Right now, the corrected race lead is within the hands of Mick Clifton. He just has to hold on, maintain his spot, and then go on to win what would be an all-time victory here at Adelaide after starting on pole, if he can hang on to it. What a way for the rock star to end his season if he could do that. Chapman now with control. And when will he go green? Through turn 14 we ride. And it is green flag at Adelaide once again. Lap 35 of 78 underway. We're just about halfway home in season 27 for the final round as we run through turn 1 and 2.
Oh, Tanik wide. That's going to slow down.
Wide. That'll be a slowdown, as you said. And he's pushing early. The problem is he doesn't need to, as Verben now wants to go up the inside at turn 4.
Inside. Oh. Settle.
Settled down a little bit now. But Tanik may be feeling the pressure here, but he doesn't need to push. Right now, he's the champion. No. He can just sit here, lay back and wait.
Yeah, I just wonder whether Tanik was aware of all the bits and pieces. Yeah, I got really sideways out there. Have a look at the marbles kicking up on this track. That's one thing I did notice. Gary just clicking the wall there at 8.
That is not marbles. Bruce Tanik has had a moment down at turn 9. He's getting into it here with Abel Verben. Tanik is now caught on the outside at turn 11. And Verben's come past. Watch for Monday to try and strike as well. Pressure's really starting to build as Bruce Tanik wants this move on Verben, but the question I have for you here, Brett, is it's lap 36. What's the point of defending it like it's lap 77? And Tanik's not happy. He's not happy about it. He's on the headlights.
He's on the lights.
He's not happy because he's trying to win a championship. And yes, Verben wants to race for himself, but we're only halfway through.
Well,
why is he defending it like it's the last lap?
Yeah, and that's it. You know, like, yeah, how do you? Oh, I don't know.
It goes back to that classic conversation of pick your battles, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. Maybe. I don't want to say it. Maybe it's some of the old Tanik coming out, just a little bit of frustration, and knowing how much is on the line.
Can we blame him for the frustration?
Oh no,
knowing the position
definitely not.
He's in.
Yeah,
you know,
but I say, like, you can see Tanik just in the sorry, not Tanik. You can see Gary Buckland in the background there. So, you know, obviously Tanik wants to sort of put some distance. Oh,
like
big.
He's trying to move. He's trying to run him all the way on the... Oh, and Tanek's just absolutely mugged him off. Tanek has just mugged him off in through turn 9. And Verben's now under strike here from Monday and possibly Boardman as well. This is really heating up here. This is really, really heating up.
No, Gary, that was... I didn't say... did I say you? No, it was Tanek. It was flashing.
So Tanek's now moved his way past and broken away, and it looks now chased down the
and
time that's been lost.
I think this is what Tanek was wanting, because he probably felt like he was being held up by Verben.
Oh, for sure.
And he just wanted to clear out. So, and this is now that extra pressure that Tanek's stepped up in this early stage after the safety car has freed him up. He now can push forward, where he knows that Gary Buckland is now tucked in the field. You have a look at that tree. Look at that train from Abel Verben all the way down to 22nd place for Vero. That is a huge, huge train.
This is, even back to the lap traffic of Chris Blanchard behind this as well. I mean, that's how far back this goes. Chad Weiger's just had a moment further down the order. That car's got a bit of damage now as well as he continues on. But you see, I think that was either Verben or Monday just scraping the wall at turn 8.
Yeah.
You're driving real, real strong are these drivers, but it's still early days.
A lot of action.
It is still early days.
A lot of action. So we see Peters only just about a second behind Clifton. So Chapman, Callahan have sort of stretched their lead out a little bit, but they're not, as we talked about before, in contention at this stage. We've still got another pit stop to go. Yep. But Tanek is going to want to try and close that number down from Peters. So he's about 2.3 at the moment, 2.4 as he comes through turn 1 and 2. Let's see over the next few laps if we can get that time down.
Tanek has just locked it up into turn 4. Tanek's locked it up into turn 4, pushed it too hard off the road. There goes the championship lead as Buckland comes past him.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
There you go.
How quickly it can turn. Frustrations are plenty. Clear mind, clear head can prevail. And for Buckland, he's reset himself after his mistake earlier on. And he's pushing on nicely here.
Himself just pushing the car a little bit too hard out of that turn. There's about 2 or 3 laps in a row that I got the car a little bit sideways out of that turn.
Here comes Gary having a
good lick on the inside.
Yep, up through turn
Roy Clark
9.
Also. Oh, he's running
coming back at him though.
Yeah.
Switch back. Brett Fisher putting it onto the championship leader. Brett, are you thinking if you beat Gary here, you've won the championship? Is that what's happening right now?
Oh, hell no. I know my place. I know my place. Don't you worry about that.
So Gary Buckland has now got to try and hold on to this gap. He has got himself 39 laps to run to the end. He is halfway home and he's in the championship lead once again.
Bruce Tanek.
Both
not over.
Well, to be fair, both Tanek have made mistakes tonight, as did Ron Allen.
Yeah.
All 3 of our top 3 have made a mistake this evening at one point or another, and it was only in the first half of the race. What is to come in the second half of the race, when it's back to the order of Buckland in front, then Allen, then Tanek, and Tanek now be feeling the pressure because he'll be wanting to push on. He'll be wanting to push on to chase down Buckland because he has to. He has to get past Buckland. Buckland doesn't need to beat Bruce tonight. Bruce needs to beat Gary. And the issue for that is we may start to see the cracks in the armour, and we may start to see the old Tanek start to come through again.
Bit of desperation, trying to sort of force some moves and things like that, which is, you're going to do. There's a championship on the line. So you're going to do everything you can do.
If you're going to win the championship, you've got to go for it. There's no point settling.
Yeah.
You've got to fight tooth and nail for that title if you want to win it. If you want to join the names of champions previously, then you've got to fight for it tooth and nail. If you want to join the likes of Shane Randall, Matt Scholes, Halil Cesar, Matt Muggleton, and even towards Logan Barnett back in season 22, you want to join them as a Gen 3 champion, then you've got to earn it, and you've got to push for it, and you've got to fight for it in the final round here at Adelaide.
I'll tell you what, just having a look at the last lap times, everyone's in the 23s. James Boardman was at 22.9. Then there's 22s. Gary Buckle was at 22.7. 23, 23, 22, all 23s. So, you know, like, that's how close it is. Everyone's really tight on times. Gary Buckland being a little bit of a standout there, and also James Boardman.
And Boardman, as you said, fastest cars on the road in that last lap. Boardman's got good pace in this car at the moment, as we stated, and that strategy's played out for him to this stage, Brett, of he took the longer stop earlier, then the shorter stop under the safety car. That's actually gained him some good spots up into the top 10. And possibly now would actually be he'd be P5 corrected thanks to Tannick's lose down at turn 4. So Boardman having a great run here tonight.
Still that timing tower, very, very close racing going on. So it hasn't really spread out much at the moment. Gary Buckland's is a bit on his own out the middle there. Looking at the back of Listen's car now, Brett Horsell. Brett Horsell having, as we said before, a great season. Let's hope he can finish it off well. Coming through turn 1 and 2. Great little section of the track. Down to turn 3. Tight little right-hander. Easy to make an error. We saw Tannick do that only a couple laps ago. Through the staircase. Second gear for most people, I think. Some people third, I'm assuming.
Ride with
back
Brett
out the
Horsell.
front of Brett Horsell's car. Yep.
Currently the Battle of the Bretts leader. Not only
He
tonight,
is,
but in the championship as well. So,
yep.
And with a performance like this, if he hangs on to this, Brett will win the Battle of the Bretts for season 27. Have we purchased a trophy yet to start sending to the Bretts every single season, or?
I don't know. I haven't.
Not in the
I
budget
didn't know I was
yet.
supposed to. Yeah.
Well, you're
Interesting to see.
You're the champion of last season, Brett. Surely you have to. Then
Well, it doesn't
supply
mean
the
I have to
trophy.
put. Doesn't mean I have to buy the bloody trophy if I was a champion last season. Jeez, that's a bit rough. Interesting. No, I noticed there through Brett Horsell coming through turn 8, dropping a gear and then back up again. Interesting to see what people's thoughts are on. You know, was it a 6th or a 5th gear corner, or if you felt like you were going to overshoot the turn, did you drop it a gear to try and get some bite back in the car?
Well, one thing I'll say is obviously a lot of different driving styles all throughout the field, different drivers settling into the setup as best they can, of course. In between the season, as was announced by Peter Baxter the other day, there's a mini-series happening in between season 27 and 28, Brett. I don't believe it is getting broadcasted at this point, but that will have fixed setups made by, I believe, Mark Dial is creating those, as we'll be racing at Oran Park, Daytona and Chicago. And I'll give you something for free if you're thinking about signing up. I've signed up.
A trophy?
Not a trophy. Maybe
okay.
a trophy, but I've signed up to race.
Oh, very good.
But I can only race for 2 of the 3 rounds because Mr. Will Munro has also signed up, and he's only racing the Oran Park round. So I'm racing Daytona and Chicago, and I've asked Pete this question, and I hope it is the case that I can do this. I'm hoping we can be scored as the same car number, so we can both run 98, and it would be classified as the points for the 98 car. So he could score points at. Well, I sent the question off to Pete. Hopefully I get a yes from him. Means that the number 98 would get points for Oran Park, and then I could get points for Daytona and Chicago afterwards. Throughout the rest of it too. So, but yeah, if you're thinking about signing up and going racing, sign up for it.
Oh, that was
running.
That was nearly deep then.
It was very deep.
Tony.
Running, by the way, Brett. NASCAR rules for Daytona because it'll be on the oval. It won't be on the road course. As Brett Horsell, I believe, has just let Gary Buckland pass him, but I believe Brett actually has a slowdown, so he's just allowed Gary past up into P9 now.
Those slowdowns were brutal.
Currently, Ron Allen's struggling to find his way past you as well. You're almost becoming a bit of a wall here, or mayhaps a moat.
Oh, great.
For them to try and get past. Well, you're doing well. You're defending well.
Thanks. Well, I actually really enjoyed the track, actually. I was having a good old time on there. Felt I was reasonably quick in some sections. There was probably about 2 corners I needed to clean up a bit. This was one of them, actually.
Well, obviously, the next few seasons, Brett, we're not running with the officials, speaking of tracks. Next season, we're running that Australasia sort of calendar with a couple
Australiana?
of Australia calendar with a few North American tracks thrown in for good measure to replace Australian tracks that actually don't exist. Although I will say they've put in Belle Isle to replace Surfers Paradise because we used every other street circuit on the calendar this season. But we're getting a new track next season, Brett, that I've seen the layout of, and it is giving me Surfers Paradise vibes for a new track for next season. That is the San Diego Street Circuit that's being run in NASCAR this year. We're getting it in iRacing next season.
Oh, nice.
And the layout is very Surfers Paradise-esque.
Very good. That'll be good.
So I think if they wanted to, because the calendar is subject to change, maybe if John's listening, maybe we replace Belle Isle with the San Diego Circuit, and that could be a good replacement for Surfers Paradise, possibly. I don't know. But, yeah, something to keep an eye out for, and a track that I think will actually sit the supercars quite well, actually. It looks to be really cool. It's built upon right on the bay, right near a Air Force carrier. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. So
Nice
as Ron Allen
pass.
up the inside of
Hold
yourself
it.
there, Brett. You're trying to go for that switchback again, but he's just got the power down that little bit better.
Yeah.
Allen sneaks on
And
through.
And I must say, that's one thing that I'm struggling with, and if I can get better at, I think I'll improve my my driving, and I struggle to get the power down cleanly, and I feel like I slightly oversteer the car a little bit. And that was showing, obviously, because my car was stepping out a little bit, even though I've got some adjustments in there to try and, settle that down. I was still just struggling a little bit with, my driving. But, hey, we live and learn.
Do indeed. We live and we learn. Just answering one of the comments in chat from Roy Clark saying about replacing the second Bathurst race next season because we have two on the calendar, a 150k race and a 300k race. And I think we keep the 300 Brett as the finale, personally. I am a believer that we could replace the first round at Bathurst with Oran Park, but I know how contentious that is. But we could replace it with a different track as well. It doesn't have to be Oran Park, ultimately. It could be something else.
Race the
that
centipede
replaces
track.
Bathurst. The centrifugal circuit.
Centrifugal, yeah, it's not the centipede. What am I thinking of? Oh, the good old human centipede.
Gary Buckham, though, running strong here. Just got Brett Horsley.
Right, let's get back into this racing. What's going on?
Roy Clark's just gotten past yourself here, Brett. So
Yeah.
up now into position here on that 46 of 78. Tyres are going to start to fall away now because these drivers are going to have to start running these tyres out for a long time to the end, Brett. I mean, those lap 31 runners are going to be going 38 laps on a set of tyres. They are going to be weeping at the end of this race if they push them too hard too early.
Have a look at those marbles on the track, though. As soon as you get offline, have a look at through there. As soon as you get offline, you're going to get into those marbles and into the danger zone.
The danger zone of the marbles, of course, Brett, we know that there's some tracks that are more fun than others and less fun than others when you get in the marbles, and we've seen that firsthand this season. Obviously, when you get the marble build up in those heavy braking zones offline, as Pete, as you see, they're just trying to get out of the toe of Mick Clifton into turn 9 here. But yeah, that marble build up we can get at some circuits. I think back to St. Petersburg, we had some very heavy marble build up on the last corner. And you go offline and you catch those marbles, and you think about when we have wet weather races, just how difficult it can be, out on circuit. And those moments, it's Clifton there. Really had to catch that.
Nearly got himself into the grass.
Yeah, that wanted to understeer heavily into the grass.
Yeah.
Somehow he pulled it up. But it is doing very, very tough. And there are some drivers, including Corfetis. Yep, Corfetis and Hoffman have come together. Oh, Hoffy's still trying to go. Watch for Tuttle. So a moment between Hoffman and Corfetis. Hoffman continues on here. Corfetis straight into pit lane, of course. Hoffy's off as well at the final corner. And unfortunately, I believe the decision's been made by him too, Brett. This is Hoffman's last season in the Vets after 16 seasons here, which is a real shame. But he has had some struggles out there, it must be said, over the last few seasons. So we wish him well wherever he's going next.
100%.
Wherever he's racing next, and we hope we can see him back very soon after a good little getaway here from Vets, and that he can get the fire back under him. It's a tough sport. It's a tough series, especially at this level up here in Split 2. And for doing it for so long, I mean, he's been in Split 2 now for, I would argue, near on 10 seasons. It is a very hard thing to do season after season, show up in the same split and, you know, self-reflect and not get the performances that you hope you can get and not have the luck that you hope for either. So we wish him well.
100%.
Simon Haynes in the chat with us tonight as well. Great to have you out there, Hainesy. Yeah, and he's just gone off at turn 9, so that's unfortunate for him.
Oh, look who I've got behind me. Oh, Bruce Tannick.
Bruce Tannick.
This will be fun.
So Bruce Tannick, who's trying to fight his way back through the field to chase down championship leader Gary Buckland. He's trying to push on as hard as possible, and yourself, Brett and Bruce, are no strangers to each other. You've had a couple of run-ins together over the last few seasons. Does that change how you approach this battle at all, or is it business as usual? You just try and survive it?
No, I mean, look, you know, I know Bruce is fast. You know, there's no two ways about that. I'd have to be stupid not to know that. I was feeling confident with the track. I was enjoying the track run, still knowing that obviously Bruce is fast. And look, if he was going to pass me, he was going to pass me. I was, you know, like I wasn't going to make it too hard for him. But I still was going to sort of defend a little bit like I'm doing there, just to sort of, you know, I was enjoying the race. And, yeah, I mean, you don't get free kicks all the time.
That's right, you don't.
You got to work at it.
You got to work, and you got to make them work for it as well. Got to make them earn it at times.
And that's right. And that's not anybody. Like, that's everybody. You know, it's not just Bruce Tannick. It's everybody. I mean, you know, I'm going to make you work for it. It's not a foregone conclusion.
No, at that point, what's the point in racing? You know, at that point,
you're
driving a car very fast, aren't you? You're not actually racing.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah. Well, we were just playing a V8 Supercars Centipede.
Pretty much, yeah.
Again.
Although I don't know about parts of the Centipede letting parts behind it past it, but yes, you are correct. It is then just driving sim, not racing sim.
Yeah, exactly.
If you wanted to drive something fast, go and speed in American Truck Simulator or something. You want to race? Yeah. Get onto iRacing, get racing. So.
Yeah.
But
and that's, look, I mean, honestly, that's the challenge, and that what gives me the buzz is, you know, trying to pass someone who's running, trying to keep someone at bay behind you, and get the best possible result you can for yourself, you know. So and that's what it's all about.
That's right. See you, Jamie Peters, doing a great effort here tonight. Obviously had a little breakaway from racing here in the Vets for a little while, and he's come back and he's been firing on all cylinders since his return last season when he went back into Split 3. What a drive he had back. A bit of
damage on that front left of that car.
Just a little bit, but he's driving well, and right now is corrected P2 with a chance to win this race on the road if he can get past Mick Clifton. I mean, and right now, looking at how Jamie's driving the car,
Bruce Tannick's just shot past himself.
There we see it. Tannick's now gotten by. The fight at the field continues for P2 in the championship.
Rick Viger having a look now too.
Here comes Viger in behind. Can't quite get there. He's very, very aggressive over the curvature. There's Paul Burns in behind. Had a fairly quiet night, but he's up 8 positions to this point of the race, so he's doing very well, is Paul. Just wants to try and match the consistency and the success of his teammate Matt Scholes here in Split 2 previously. Only driver amongst this team to win the Split 2 championship is Matt for 801 Sim Racing. He's also one of only a few 2-time series champions here in Split 2. So Paul's got big name to live up to, but he's running very, very well at this point of the race. That Monday, continuing on strong here in P4. He's got James Boardman running behind him as well. He's having a strong run with Listener. And then there's Buckland and Horsell behind this one as well.
I mentioned before, keeping the eye on the laps that the guys are doing. So Gary Buckland last lap was a 1:23.387. and Bruce Tannick was a 1:23.828. So a good little distance between them. See what they're doing is they come over the start finishing line now. So Gary Buckland a 1:23.6. Let's wait for Bruce Tannick. A 1:23.6. So pretty much even pass. So that's not going to be closing any in ground. Andrew Galley in pit lane.
Interesting decision here to come in for Galley at this point of the race, but I suppose might have a little bit of damage, maybe get it fixed up, just head back out there. It's quite an interesting feeling, Brett, to come into a final race without the pressure.
Who was that
Well,
lock
that was
up?
Jeremy Bush. That was Jeremy Bush off the road at turn 9. Still running. He's doing a great job. We've got
Massive bit of dust. Sorry, what were you saying? That was quite interesting.
Oh, no, I was about to say that you can come into a final race without the championship. Oh, James Boardman. James Boardman has just dropped. Internet's gone for Boardman. What a shame. Was in for a top 5 tonight. That is such a shame for Boardman, but unfortunately, you'll have to try and get back out there and just get the car to 75%. Brett O'Brien is in the chat with us as well. Great to have you out there, Brenton. 1,142 points for Brett O'Brien this season. Good enough for a top 5 in this championship, dependent on the performances of those around him. And could well see him attempt a promotion up to Split 1 possibly if Bruce McLeod finds that he was strong enough this season, Brett.
Oh, definitely. Test. Tannick just doing a 1:22.9. Last lap, Gary was a 1:23.3. So he's, and I did notice when he's in front of me, the car was showing a lot of attitude. So he definitely was pushing hard. Roy Clark in front of him.
Clark, he'll be no stranger to trying to hold him off as best he can. He's got a position in the championship to fight for too in that top 5 title race for Roy. So he'll just be wanting to hang on strong here ahead of Bruce and try and get some solid points on the board. His closest competitor for that top 5, by the way, is Rick Viger, only a few spots behind him. As we can see, continuing to push this car to their absolute limits at this stage of proceedings. Jamie Peters is still running very strong, by the way, in behind Mick Clifton. Driving incredibly well is Jamie. Could argue he was very unlucky back at Fuji not to get the Driver of the Day award when it did go to Bruce Tannick. But if Jamie continues the way he's going, we may just have to give it to him tonight because he's driving incredibly well.
That he is. That he is. Okay, Gary Buckland 1:23.6. Bruce Tannick coming into the line now. Let's see what he's got. Bruce Tannick 1:23.1. So a little bit on Buckland that time.
Though, he's got to still try and get past Roy Clark.
Yeah. Still plenty of laps, though. Still plenty. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Anything can happen.
That is exactly right. Dave Baldock in the chat saying car looks awesome for Roy Clark. It does. It's looking fantastic. Andrew Lister's in the chat with us saying, did I miss much? Or you missed, I don't know if he missed very much.
53 laps.
Did he miss very much in the first half of the race, Brett, that happened?
No, it was pretty boring, actually.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
You suppose.
You've missed a whole heap of stuff.
I know, you've missed so much, Andrew. I recommend you go back and watch the first half of this race. It was quite
It has
chaotic.
been very, very lively. Very, very lively. A good watch, actually.
Yeah, very good. Andrew's driving very well here tonight, up into P7. Up 14. Gary Buckland in behind him. He's pushing on now inside of the top 10. This is corrected P5 on the road for Andrew Lister. What a drive for
Great
Andrew
drive.
here tonight. I don't know if he'll be able to hang on with Buckland because Buckland has managed to chase him down over the last few laps, as has Horsell. They've both got very good pace.
Well, yeah. But listen, that last time around, 1:23.3, Buckland 1:23.5. So he's holding his own. I mean, got to remember these tyres are starting to not get super old, but there's getting a bit of length on them.
There we can see he was faster on that last lap to Buckland, but Buckland 4 laps prior was faster than him. So Buckland's got the average pace over Lister.
Yeah.
They're both driving exceptionally well here this evening. Bruce Tannick Still stuck behind Roy Clark. David Duddle under pressure here from Pete
Duddle and
Baxter. Baxter
Yeah.
getting past him in the staircase section. As this race will continue
Oh,
to push
Duddle.
through. Oh,
Little bit
real
slow
loose
race
for
there, that
Duddle.
one.
And unfortunately for David, it's been a back foot sort of race after that incident on lap 1. Down at turn 1-2, he's been having to try and claw back into this one and just hasn't been able to do it quite yet. When will these race leaders come in, by the way? So they've gone on a nice long time. As Duddle's
When they
actually
want to?
gotten back past Peter Baxter
Back
now,
past,
actually.
yeah.
So that's a good move. For Chapman and Callahan, now the beauty for them is this has remained green. So it means the field has actually begun to spread. So when they come in for their tyres and their fuel, they're going to be on the freshest tyres in the field, and these may be the 2 quickest cars in the field after that pit stop. So they're going to be in rocket ships. The one thing they'll want, Brett, is a safety car after they stop, because that'll bring the field back together again, and all of a sudden the ducks will be lined up, and they'll be ready to attack them on fresh tyres.
Yep, but if you could write your own script, well, you know,
I'm sure if they could
It'd
write their
only
own
be
script, they'd get a safety car now, pit under the safety car, come out, still amongst the
And not lose
train,
anything.
and not lose anything, or not lose very much. See Mick Clifton still with Peters in behind him, Verben as well. Simon Haynes saying, I guess these only get looked at if called in, though. Any incident that's looked at has to be called in, just to confirm to Simon
Buckland's
Haynes.
actually dropping off the back of Listener at the moment. Horsel's actually coming.
Is there a little bit of fuel saving?
Yeah.
Knowing that he probably needs another lap of fuel, and Tanak is down the order, so he can afford to save now. Even with Ron Allen behind him, if Ron gets past him, Ron actually has to climb his way to the front of the field for that to happen. So.
Yep.
Oh, and he's getting loose off of turn 2.
Wow.
That's not helped him as well.
I bet you there's a little bit of stuff on the bottom of your seat after that one.
Quite possibly. There might be M1 used seats after this race, possibly, not used cars.
Yep.
James Boardman is finally back in the server, by the way, so he'll try and get back out there and get his race to 75% to get himself some points in the final round. And out his season strong, but we'll see what happens for these race leaders when they finally come into pit lane for the final stop of the season. Right now, battle for the race lead is on between Clifton, Peters, Verben, and Matt Monday inside of the corrected top 4. Which one of these drivers is going to win in the final round of the season? Who's going to take home the chocolates in the final race? Is Clifton going to win his first race, I believe, ever in Split 2? Or is Peters going to snatch up his second one, but first on the road for the season? Time
will tell. So Buckland now out to about nearly 2 seconds off the back of Listener. So definitely something going on there. As you said, Hamish, probably a bit of fuel saving.
That's oh, Roy Clark. Roy Clark has just gone off at the final corner. Remembering he had Bruce Tanak closely in behind him. I wonder if there was contact. Brett, you've just come past.
Yeah.
What did you see from your seat?
Yeah, there was a bit of a move that I think Tanak tried on Clark, and the 2 cars, all like when I arrived on scene, the 2 cars were sliding off. So Tanak getting strong.
Oh, he's pushing hard though. Keep hold of it. Pushing hard is Tanak, trying to pick up for lost time.
Side by side through the staircase. Nothing more exciting than that.
If there was contact, will there be a drive-through? Will there be a points penalty? If it's a points penalty, or if it's either, you'd argue that's it. It's over, because there'll be no chasing that down with so little to go in this race. Yes, it's still 20 odd laps to go.
Rick Viger having a look. No,
not
covered off a little
Leaders
bit.
are in. Tony Chapman and Darryl Callahan are in. So Mick Clifton will take back the race lead and will lead this train to the checkered flag. Can Peters, Verben, Monday, can they challenge for the race win here at Adelaide in the final round of the season?
What a fantastic little closing race out for the season. These top 4 drivers at the moment really going well, very tight together here.
Oh, you must have had a blink at this point, Brett, because
I think I did actually have one
there we
blink.
go.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
My bad.
Well, Brett, it's better to have a single blink than to not have a replay at all, thanks to getting kicked out with 2 laps to go. So
That's it.
I'm not really going to complain about a blink here or there. I'm just happy we have a replay at all.
Oh yeah, especially when it's this good, I think.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, those top 4 drivers, have a look at it. You know, I mean, don't go back up there, Hamish, but I'm just saying that sort of.
Well, we'll look at Gary, but
you know, it's nice and tight. Over that top 4 drivers. You know, fighting for this final round 10 of the championship of season 27. So it's great to see that we've got a battle, and we've also got the battle of the championship in the amongst it as well. So there's some exciting stuff still going on track. Plenty of cars having some good racing up there. You can see on the tree some close racing going on.
Well, from the skies of Adelaide off the road, who was that? That was Matt Monday.
Oh,
off at turn
Monday,
14.
Yep. Wow.
Matthew Monday
Cracks
has
the
run
funnel
it
here.
wide. And that is a crack that has begun to appear. So he now drops off that top 3 battle. And what an eclectic top 3 it is. What a different top 3 it is tonight, Brett, to end out the season. Mick Clifton, who hasn't finished on the podium, I do believe, all season long. Jamie Peters, who's finished on the road P2 and technically won Fuji Speedway, as Monday's off again. Monday's off again down at turn 4. It's all come crumbling down for the Fishy Motorsports driver. And then Verben, who's had some shining performances this season, but also some unlucky ones as well. What a differential of a podium right now that we're seeing in comparison to the championship standings. This is just how close it is. And this has come down to sound race strategy, keeping yourself neat and tidy, and keeping yourself in this race to the very end. As Peters wants it on the outside at turn 9. What a bold move from the Lone Wolf, Jamie Peters. Unbelievable. It's the battle, the final boss battle. The rock star Mick Clifton against the Lone Wolf, Jamie Peters, and then the outsider, Abel Verben. Who's going to take the win on the streets of Adelaide?
This is huge. Rick Vige just getting past myself back in 10-11. Yeah, how good is this, guys? I mean, this is what all Split 2 is about at the moment. The pressure personified all the way up and down the list at the moment. There's fights for, obviously, championships, fight for the outright race win, bragging rights and things like that. So we are on for the next 19 laps. Is that right, Hamish? Have I got that calculation correct?
Yes, it is. You've calculated that correctly. Well done.
Yeah. Still got 19 laps. Still a lot of action happening here.
So, interesting. We mentioned Callahan and Chapman pitting on those fresh tyres. Tony Chapman is the fastest car on the track at the moment at 21.36 on that last lap on the fresh rubber. So Chapman's in the fastest car. If we get a safety car at any point in the next few laps, he is going to be right there to take advantage and to pick up some solid positions thanks to the fact that he is on board the fastest car on the track right now.
Ron Allen asking why, Brett. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to there.
Oh no, I think he was asking for Brett Horsell. But I don't think he actually realised that Brett meant that he needed the draft off of Gary Buckland, not just a tow back to pit lane. So
yeah, all good.
So just have a
I'm on my own business.
We've just had a question from Shane Randall asked for the gap to the race leader. So there is the gap between the race leader and the back end of the field.
That's not too bad, is it? 46
no, pretty
seconds.
Close. I mean, it's 46 separating the top 21. A minute separates the top 22. Laps. I mean, that is incredible. With a safety car thrown in for good measure, but that's incredibly close and not out of the realm of dropping down. We have got a few drivers out of this race, of course. Andrew Hoffman, Scott McCune are out. Michael Quinn, Chris Blanchard are in pit lane, but I believe they're out as well as Kokoschke. Has just had a moment, as is Ben Brooks. So Ben Brooks' race has gone crashing down hard. Not the way he'd want to end the season, of course. As he awaits cars to come past him.
Does a bit of an Austin Powers.
Oh, here comes Peters. Peters on the inside at 9. Jamie Peters into the race lead. through past Mick Clifton as Clifton pushed the tyres too much. Jamie Peters leads the way with less than 20 laps to go.
We'll turn the wick up on this one.
This
Abel
is...
Verben also had a bit of a
Yep.
look there too. Just wasn't quite able to get the car in there. But Mick won't be happy about this. He's going, hang on. I was enjoying myself out in front there. Peters now. Let's see what Clifton's got for him and Verben as well, whether they can keep this going on.
What a great run for Jamie Peters tonight. What a season for him as well. Once again, another breakout season after his time away earlier on in the championship. And, well, I mean, just what a run late on here. That on stats win at Fuji. And then you can put an asterisk over it and say, oh, well, he didn't win on the day. But now he wants to put it pen to paper, lock it in. He wants a race win on track, on the timesheets, whatever it is. He wants P1 on the front windscreen of the 95 Mustang. And right now it is, and he's got good gap back to Clifton to defend this race-winning position.
Oh, Clifton deep again.
That's hurt him. Verben's come past.
Yeah.
Verben's alongside, up to turn 11. He's going to manage to hang on. Clifton's pushed the tyres too hard. He pushed them too hard in that run out the front to maintain the gap. And now he's starting to hurt. Yep.
Yeah. You got to pay the tyre gods back.
He's starting to pay the piper. It's bringing Listener back into this now. This is going to allow Peters just to run away a little bit and spread his wings.
Past Cesar.
As we suspected would happen. Of course, Chapman on those fresh tyres, just able to push on here. Callahan as well is on the fresh rubber. He's about 5-6 seconds back off of these couple of cars. See, Bruce Tannock has still got Rick Viger on his heels down towards turn 1.
This is a good little battle.
I do believe, Brett, points penalty has gone the way of Bruce Tannock.
Yeah, all right, okay.
So without Gary Buckland making a mistake, Tannock, it may be an impossibility to win the championship now. He needs Buckland off the road, out of the race, to the back of the field to really have a strong striking chance of winning this title.
Interesting. So Peters now got about a 1.7, nearly 2-second gap out onto Clifton. And then back to Verben and Listener. So gaps are starting to appear in a couple of spots. Gary Buckland 3 seconds back from Listener. He's got Horsell and Allen chasing him down.
By the way, just
And
confirm.
this little battle here with Taddick. Sorry, mate.
No,
Go
you're
for
right.
it.
I was going to say, James Baldwin just had an incident. He's towed back to pit lane. He's actually 1 lap short at the moment of 75%, so he may try and fix this thing, get it back out there, do a lap, and come straight back in again. Just to get that classification. As Roy Clark's in the pit lane, he's committing here to a tyre stop, I would assume. So is Halil Cesar. So these guys, I think, have determined that it's actually better to come in, get some fresh tyres on it, and just push on to race end. They've got nothing to lose at this point to risk this.
Ron Allen closing on Horsell. Passes. So Ron Allen just moving up from Brett Horsell.
Oh, Brett Fisher. Brett Fisher's off the road. Down at turn 4. What's happened there, Brett?
Yeah, I clocked up. Unfortunately, I had some pace coming through turn 1 and 2. And carried it a bit too deep into turn 3. Got into the marbles and just nosedived it into the wall. I was really dark on myself because the thing was handling like a dog after that.
Oh, well, there goes your front bar. There is a souvenir for a fan if they're willing to jump on the track.
I was absolutely gutted because I was looking at a top 10 finish, hopefully there somewhere. But anyway, we'll see what we can scrounge out of this now.
We'll see what comes out of it. Faster lap that time by for Verben and Listener than Mick Clifton. A 22.8 for both of them. Clifton only managed to 23.2. Peters actually was 3/10 slower than Clifton was, so he's starting to now maintain the tyres.
Yeah, the gap's starting to close down because that was out to about 1.7 there at one point. A couple of laps back.
So now these guys just trying to push on. Rick Viger is still on the heels of Bruce Tannock, and thanks to that little debacle for yourself, Brett, you actually created a little battle pack here with Favero, yourself, and Duddle in behind as well.
And struggling to read the car as well because it was not handling well.
I just saw someone drop then. Who was that? I'm not sure. I thought I saw somebody drop, but I think Roy Clark may have actually just gotten past Scott Weston. So a few moves being made, but the main battle to keep an eye on is this one at the front end of town.
Well, it's
13
closing
laps
up again.
to go, and as you said, Brett, yeah, it's closing up with 13 to go. Jamie Peters in the race lead sits in the best seat in the house for this because he is able to almost determine how this battle goes about. He picks the defensive line. He's able to pick and choose where he wants to give Clifton an opportunity. It's a very powerful position to be in as the defending driver, but ultimately to that as well as the attacking driver, you also equally have a good amount of power in your hands as well because you can almost fake out. You can determine the choices the car ahead may make. You sit yourself in a solid position to try and get past.
I'll tell you what, Clifton, kudos to Clifton. He's done an absolutely fantastic job of getting that car back underneath him and starting to close that, or not starting to, closing that gap on Peters to hopefully make another challenge at him. Let's hope he can actually get that car closer. Abel Verben doing a great job just sitting in the box seat behind Clifton at the moment. Had a couple little challenges on Clifton as he ran wide into turn 9 there a few laps back. And then Listener just sneaking up on the back of this pack. So fantastic to see the top 4 drivers. Gary Buckland in position 5 at the moment. 5 seconds back from these guys. Ron Allen having a great little challenge, and Brett Horsell also having a great run for this final round so far.
And where would Gary be if not for that mistake at turn 11? Would he be in the race lead right now, Brett? Would he be up amongst that top 4 pack? You know, that is the sort of, you know, ultimate what if happen, or what if scenarios we could have spoken about. But ultimately, it hasn't hurt him too much. It's hurt him in terms of on-track position, but in terms of championship position, he sits in a very, very good spot as Ron Allen is trying to go on the outside. He runs it deep at turn 4.
Shame.
That allows Brett Horsell pass. Matt Monday as well. Bruce Tannock is not going to get by him just yet, but that's about to allow him to get into this fight here with Ron Allen. Rick Viger as well in behind.
How this race has given us so much. It has given us a lot. I mean, for Gary to qualify back where he did, Tannock up where he did, the tosses and turns throughout this whole race has been just absolutely epic. Couldn't have asked for a better grand final, to tell you the truth.
You couldn't. And, you know, we think back to the last time we raced here as well, back in season 26 in round 1, and think about the home field advantage that this track can give some drivers. You think about the performances of Phil Manuel and Shane Randall on that day last season. Andrew Listener, local Adelaide boy,
Peters a bit of a
strong
wiggle
run as Peters gets that wiggle. But yeah, you know, Listener, local Adelaidean, doing well at his home track here. It seems to be the street circuit of Adelaide can favour those that know the streets better than anyone else.
Have a look at this. Clifton down to 0.5, 0.6 now. Verban 0.4, 0.5, and Listener 0.6 at the moment. I mean, there is nothing between these top 4 drivers at this stage. This is just unreal. Who is going to crumble? Who is going to survive? Who's going to keep their junk in line and bring this home so far? I mean, anything can happen. You know, it could be a slight tap the wall through 8, a bit of overconfidence.
Well, Clifton gets it through nice and cleanly. When we cross the start-finish line, it'll be 10 laps to go.
And the top challenge on the back.
Top 4 are separated by nothing. I mean, Listener, as you just said, Brett, all over the back of Abel Verben. and fighting for this podium finish here tonight. As they come in towards turn 14, 10 laps to go. Jamie Peters controlling this race, controlling this field, driving an incredible run. The one thing that he doesn't want right now is a safety car call. He does not want to see the Project Fade safety car make its way onto the circuit. He wants this thing to stay green. He wants to be able to dictate who he can defend against. He wants to be able to dictate this down to a fatal four-way for the race win here on the streets of Adelaide as we exit the staircase and head up towards the Brock Straight. Listener continuing to put this pressure on Verben. Can he get a move, mate? He's got to maximise his exit. It's not as good of an exit.
Lost it out of that turn.
He did.
I was just about to say, you know, at this point in the race, coming down 10 laps to go, you're listening for the tyres, you're listening for any bump on the wall, you're listening for any clue that you're having an issue or the guy in front of you is having an issue. You're hearing every little nuance of the car, feeling everything through the steering wheel, just seeing what's happening with the car, keeping your eyes forward, seeing if there's any mistakes to be had in front of you so you can take advantage.
As well, Halil Cesar has now had an internet dropout as well. He is back in the session, I do believe. But he's
Tanek
now
getting
back
past Rick Viger.
So Tanek's... Oh, but they've gone off together down at turn 11. And here comes Tony Chapman, the fresh tyre runner, gets past. He's now well within the top 10. But down 7 from where he started. But just a messy moment there between Tanek and Viger.
Mistakes, a lot of mistakes.
There's Paul Burns on the back of Viger as well. Nice tidy run for Paul tonight. Callahan on the much fresher tyres though, could challenge for this top 10. As they run through turn 1, 2, 3 once more. 9 laps left on the clock. Who's going to strike on a performance worthy of shout-outs, glory, passion, even a championship in the form of Gary Buckland? We mentioned how long it was between his race wins, Brett, and the fact that he got that win earlier in the season has really set himself up for momentum. The last half of this season has not been one that you would say was championship winning for Buckland, but it was consistent. He had up and down performances, but he still had some good finishes, and it kept him in the lead of the championship. And now tonight, in silent assassin fashion, in the classic old adage of Buckland, as Boardman brings his car into pit lane and will end his race. For Buckland, he's got 8 laps left before he wins the Split 2 Championship for the very first time in his career here in Vets. It'll be the first championship for Old Mate and Sons since season 17 here in Split 2, when Jason Strange took the win oh so long ago. 10 seasons, Brett, it has been between championships for this team in this split. And for Buckland, he's 8 away from completing that task.
And wouldn't you still be nervous with still a number of laps to go? You know, when you get to sort of the 2 or 3 laps, oh, here we go, this is messy.
Well, Verben
This
there,
is still-
if listeners called that in, he could get done for moving under brakes. That was a very late move to cover the position from Andrew Listener. This is not over yet for the podium.
No. So Clifton just, floating between, he's been up to about half a second to a second. So he's just dropping off a little bit now off the back of Peters. But Verben and Listener, they are going head to head.
They are indeed. And it's all on the line. The fatal four-ways turned into a triple threat for the moment's notice, but pressure is still the same. For a podium to end your season, it's a great piece of glory for yourself, but it's a great piece of momentum to carry into the next season as well. For Peters,
These
he
guys-
wants this race win. For Clifton, he wants the podium. Verben wants it. Listener wants it. Any of them can get it. After such a long,
it's not
tough
over.
race tonight.
They're starting to come up against traffic too. Up ahead, they've got Brooke, I think. So whether that comes at an inopportune time. Clifton now 1.2 seconds off the back of Peters. So losing momentum there.
See there, deep run for some of those drivers into turn 9. They continue on, and how are these tyres running at this point of the race? They are over 40 laps old. I'll correct myself from earlier on. It was not 39 they're running to the end. It's 49 they're running to the end on these tyres. It's such a long way.
It is a long way.
And right now they are 42 laps old. Good night, Hoffy. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate
Yeah, all
you.
the best,
Hope to
Hoffy.
see you back very, very soon. All the best to you. And it's a shame we won't see you in season 28, but hopefully season 29 or season 30, we'll see you return once again.
Well, this is closed right up now. It was in 0.3 from Clifton. So this is not over. Have a
watch
go at
Listener.
this. Oh, big dive. Yeah,
Listener had a massive look. Get him a telescope. He's trying to find a planet. It was that big of a look. Wasn't close enough, though, Brett, to make the move happen.
So he takes a small error by anyone in this pack of 4 here. They've had some great runs. This must have been really exciting in the car. Verben closing off that turn. Listener closes up again. So
All these
definitely not
drivers-
over.
All these drivers have driven so well here this evening. This battle between Ron Allen and Matt Monday's heating up here. Tannick still with Rick Viger and Darryl Callahan in behind him as well. It is all racing for pride, racing for ego. 5 to go here at Adelaide. 5 to go in season 27, Brett.
Clifton
Peters
closing.
got 5 laps to survive this.
So Clifton got to 0.27 of a second off the back of Peters that time. So
Jamie
it
left
is
that door
not
open.
over.
Jamie left the door open. Clifton wasn't willing to kick it down. He didn't want to dive it in too late there, Brett, at turn 4.
We've still got plenty of laps to go, and he's showing that he's got pace, so he doesn't want to. I don't know. I mean, you just don't want to overheat your tyres and not be able to have another challenge if the challenge at the time that you're presented with isn't a good, percentage to come off.
Right on board.
If that came out all right.
With Peters, that came out fine. Came out fine. Down towards turn 9. They ride once more. You see, they're not quite willing to go for the move just yet. As listener, the tyres are starting to fall away. And they're starting to run out of chances to make these moves happen.
But if we get within the last 3 laps, 2 or 3 laps, I think the wick might be turned up, might be make or break at some point for some of these guys.
They very well may. As Peters pushes this car through the final corner. Continues to fight for this now. Bruce Tannick has just gone off the road. No, he's dropped position. Sorry, not gone off the road. He's dropped position to both Viger and to Callahan. So they've both gotten past him down at turn 9. So Tannick
errors
dropping
starting
here.
to be made.
Yep, errors starting to be made. Championship's not over until the final lap is finished, but it is falling away from him. It's crumbling away, and it's revealing an image of the number 9 Old Mate and Sons Camaro of Gary Buckland as possibly the next champion here in Split 2. The thing about the lap times, just quickly, for the last lap, we can see the sort of pace that's being run well within the 23s. Matt Monday, though, and Tony Chapman, the 2 fastest cars inside of the top 10. Chapman on much fresher tyres than Monday, though, so that's a great time for Monday on such old rubber.
I tell you what, the fall off in time, the lap times, wasn't that great. I mean, considering these tyres you were saying before, Hamish, some of them are 49 lap old. Monday getting passed by Allen, and Allen back again.
Ron Allen
So
off
it's
the right in the
oh,
wall, down
Allen,
at turn
oh.
9. That allows Chapman past. Will it allow his teammate pass as well as Tannick with a massive dive on the inside of Viger. Caught the rear of Callahan. This is dragging Paul Burns into this now. Tannick runs wide at 11. Somehow didn't hit the wall. Wants to block the line of Viger. That's going to allow Burns past. And I'm sure he's happy to allow that to happen. Tannick and Bruce and Paul often are in Discord together on Thursday nights. So that was definitely a little bit of strategy play between the friends. Although Paul Burns has just disappeared off our screens. He's gone. Paul Burns is gone.
He's back. No, he's gone again.
He's back again.
Oh. Can we go back to the splits again, please, Hamish?
Yes, we can.
Good,
Not that
thank
one.
you.
I've given us 2 splits.
That doesn't matter. So Liston now falling off the back of that top 4.
Their tyres starting to
But-
go. They're starting to go, I think.
Verban and Clifton are still at it, and it's still not over for Peters. Peters has taken the pressure of these number of laps. I don't even know how many. You'd be probably able to tell me, Hamish, but probably 20, 30 laps or something like that. This has been pressure personified.
He took the lead back at around about 20 laps to go. So he's held on to this for roughly 20 laps at this point of the race. Paul Burns is still blinking in and out.
yeah.
So yeah, I think his race maybe not too far from over. It's 2 laps to go in season 27. Two more laps here. 6.5 kilometres left here at Adelaide. Oh, Verban with a big blink in P3. Be the worst time to happen for him if he did blink out, but it'd be great for Andrew Lister. In through the staircase section. Peters has got enough gap here just to hang on. What Clifton's got to do here is he's either going to try and get the exit on the Brock straight. If he can't get it now, he's got to try and set this up for a final lap assault on the back of the 95 Mustang.
But Verban putting heaps of pressure on Clifton too. So is he going to concentrate in the mirror too much and not worry about attacking? Like, is he going to be happy, satisfied with where he is? So this time round to turn 9, nothing happening there.
Well, we've got ourselves an all-time final lap to come through thousands of kilometres this season, hundreds of laps for what has been an all-time 27th season of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans. It is the white flag, final lap of the race and final lap of the season. Jamie Peters leads us onto it for the final time, and he is 3.3 kilometres away from his first on-track race win of the season.
It's not over.
It is not over. Clifton's right on him. He's got to try and hang right on the tail of him here through the last part of the staircase to put the pressure on him down the Brock and Brabham straight and try and go for a late move into turn 9. Does he get the exit? It's not a bad one, but Peter's got a good one as well. Down the straight towards the braking zone. He is closing. Verban's closing on Clifton as well. Through turn 8 they ride. None of them hit the wall. He's not close enough. He's not close enough. And I don't think he's going to get another chance at it. Peters through turn 9. He ran wide. But if Clifton was closer, he would have had a much better shout at it. It's going to take a ballsy dive at 14 to get this move made. I don't think he's going to be close enough, though. Through 13, into the braking zone of the final corner. Peters with a genius move, coming the inside from the dive to the final corner he'll run. He won it on the timesheets back at Fuji, and in Adelaide he wins it on the road. Jamie Peters wins on the streets of Adelaide. To Mick Clifton, Abel Verban, Andrew Lister, and Gary Buckland will solidify the first Old Mate and Son Split 2 championship in 10 seasons as he takes home P5 tonight, his first Split 2 title. Championship win for the silent assassin, Gary Buckland.
Well done, boys. That was an absolutely epic finish to this race. Congratulations to Gary Buckland for taking out the championship. That was a race that had everything in it. Absolutely everything.
Storylines galore, pressure galore as well. Spanners in the works. Battles aplenty. A race win to Jamie Peters at the very end. What a drive for Peters. What a race.
Oh, that was just absolutely fantastic. That was, I mean, even though I was in the race, but you don't know what goes on around you, and so none of that was, known to me until tonight. And what a cracking race. That was just entertainment plus. What a fantastic race.
Gary Buckland is the champion, and I'm sure celebrations are being had right now inside the Buckland family. It might hurt him a little bit, though, knowing that he won the championship on board a Chevrolet and not a Ford. I suppose that's a question to ask him when he comes to have a chat to us here. Brett, he becomes one of, I believe, either only a few or the first ever Split 2 champion to come down from Split 1, win the title, and go straight back up again. What a win for the championship for Buckland. Celebrations will begin. Mick Clifton celebrating that podium. And this is where the real celebration comes as the champion of season 27 lights it up on the main straight. And it's a well-deserved win. We'll get the B-roll happening for everyone out there and steamroll into possibly some interviews. I think right now I've got a couple of names, Brett, on my mind or in my mind for driver of the day. And being the final round, I think we're able to do this. Obviously Jamie Peters for sure.
Yep.
Andrew Listener, for sure, is one of them. I think we could look to Abel Verbin, or we could look to Gary Buckland maybe as a third name. Who do you think?
Chuck them both in there.
Okay.
Why not? Let the people decide. Give them what they want.
That's true. Wait to get your votes in. You got to wait till after the comment goes up. Drive of the Day nominations. Jamie Peters, Andrew Listener, Abel Verbin, or Gary Buckland. Get your votes in there. And we will be able to determine this one here tonight. What we'll do is we'll quickly run through our race results for you as well, as this is how they all ended up in the end. So P1 of the road tonight was Jamie Peters ahead of Mick Clifton and Abel Verbin in P3. Most laps led tonight actually went to Chapman, who led for a good solid chunk of the race from that safety car until he pitted. Listener up the most positions though, 17 positions gained. Ben Brook had the fast lap of the race, 121.669. Clifton off a pole, remained within the top two of the race. And Andrew Listener finishes P4 ahead of Gary Buckland, our championship winner, ahead of Brett Horsell, Matt Monday, Tony Chapman, Ron Allen, Bruce Tannock, the top 10. Rick Viger, ahead of Dave Duddle. Darryl Callahan, Nathan Favero, Roy Clark, the top 15. Chad Viger, Brett Fisher, Pete Baxter, Scott Weston, Yusuf Corfidis was our top 20 in the end. And behind them was Andrew Galley, Paul Burns, Todd Duggan, Jeremy Bush, Ben Brook, the top 25. Halil Cesar ahead of Stephen Kokoschke, James Baldwin, Andrew Hoffman, Scott McCune for the top 30. And then it was Michael Quain and Chris Blanchard at the back end of the field. Thanks to our race controllers tonight, Brenton O'Brien and safety car driver Jake Burton as well for helping us along with that too. And from that result, before we have a quick chat, we can give our confirmed championship points standings after that race as well, Brett. I'll just get them loaded. So confirming for the championship standings at the end of the season, it was Gary Buckland winning it on 1,177 points ahead of Ron Allen in P2, Bruce Tannick equal P3 with Brett O'Brien, Brett Horsell, Rick Viger. The top 6, Roy Clark, Dave Duddle, Ben Brook, Abel Verbin manages to get himself inside of the top 10 in the championship. P2 for Mick Clifton put him up to P11 ahead of Stephen Kokoschke, Darryl Callahan, Nathan Favero. Scott West in the top 15. Jamie Peters, that win got him up to P16 ahead of Tony Chapman, Brett Fisher, Halil Cesar. Andrew Listner finishes top 20 in the championship ahead of Matt Monday, Andrew Galley, Pete Baxter, Chris Blanchard and Todd Duggan with Yusuf Korfidis, Brett Taylor, Jeremy Bush, Andrew Hoffman. Chad Viger, the top 30 ahead of James Baldwin, Paul Burns, Scott McCune, Michael Jones, Joel Oosterval ahead of Derek Lovegrove, Michael Quain, Craig Miller, Mario Reali, Michael Schreier, Sean Cullen, Brendan Zatira, Matt Fu, Dom Grundy, Luke Powell ahead of Matt Parker, and then ahead of Stephen Grumley and Steve Lanyon, who only raced back at Bathurst and actually never scored any points on the day, and then we never found them on track again this season. But that's how they've ended up after 2 drop rounds and a non-event at the Nürburgring. And Gary Buckland is the champion for this season.
Sensational. Look how close the points are, up and down that list there. Absolutely fantastic. What could have been for some, but was for others. Well done to Gary Buckland for a great race, great win, great season. Ron Allen, so close. And Bruce Tannick as well. That's amazing with Brent O'Brien equal in 4th. And Brett Horsell being the battle, winning the Battle of the Brits this season.
Did indeed, and top 5. May find him up to split 1 possibly next season. Who knows?
Off you go, son.
Wait and see. But what we'll do now is we'll drag in P2 on the road today in Mick Clifton. He has actually come to have a chat to us, so we'll drag him in for a chat. Ron Allen's out there too, who finished P2 in the championship. But Mick, welcome in. P2 in the race today. Started on pole, podium finish. Yep. Congratulations. What a drive for you. What a turn of events for you after some up and down luck and performances this season. Great way to end out your championship.
Yeah, cheers. Yep. It was a bad championship for me, and last week wasn't very good, but this fixed it all up.
I'm sure it put a bit more of a smile on your face going into next season now. Solid points on the board, bit of confidence on board as well. What was the pressure like inside the car over those final 30 laps as you were battling with Jamie for that race win?
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure when I was in front. I just didn't know. I wanted to slow down and save the tyres, but Jamie and Abel were pushing too hard.
Well, you drove a fantastic race, Mick. Took advantage of that pole position. Brett, is there anything that we want to ask Mick before we let him go tonight in way of his post-race interview?
Well, I mean, Mick, it was you drove that brilliantly, actually. I mean, I know you were in front. You probably overextended the car just a little bit. But kudos to you for like, even when Jamie got past you, you let it all settle down a bit, and then you came back at him, and mate, it still could have been yours at any point in those last few challenges you had on him. So congratulations, mate. That was an absolutely fantastic effort.
Yeah, cheers. When they warned me about the tyres, I didn't know what to do, so I slowed down a bit, and he got past. Oh, well.
No, top effort, mate. Fantastic race. I mean, that was absolutely fantastic to watch and call for the final race here at Adelaide.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks to the league and everything too. It's been great. Great year. Just a bad season.
Yeah. Look, you get those. Yeah. Anyone you want to thank before we send you off, mate, to enjoy your 3rd position at Adelaide?
Yeah. Just the team and Wayne Walker. He was telling me I was going in too deep at turn 1, so I fixed that up, and that fixed everything.
Sensational stuff.
Well, Mick,
and all the sponsors and everything too. Yeah. Abbey Timber, Primal Wheels, Box and Lock Narang, Modern Deck, and the team. They're all just great people.
Well, Mick, are we going to have to start calling you now the Wayne Walker of Split 2, or is there a bit that Wayne can help you make this a more consistent finish going into next season?
No, I just want more consistency, less mistakes, and better qualifying.
Don't we all?
We'll see how
Yeah.
we'll see how that pans out. But Mick, we appreciate your time coming over to chat to us. It's been great to chat to you once again. It's been a little while since I've had you in the booth
Yeah,
for
it's
Podium,
been a
but
while.
it's great to have you here finally in Vets, and we wish you the best of luck in season 28.
All right, cheers, fellas. Have
Thanks
a
so
good one.
much. Appreciate it. Next up, we have P2 in the championship, who has come to have a quick chat to us tonight. So we'll quickly get the words up for him. And we'll quickly drag him in Mr. Ron Allen. Ron, welcome in. What a run up the order for you over the last few seasons here in Split 2. It finally pays off. P2 in the championship. A great run in the end. You had a very uphill battle to try and claim the championship tonight, but getting up to P2, that's got to feel just as sweet.
Yeah, thanks, Hamish, and thanks, Brett. Yeah, I was quite happy to finish second, even though it's another bridesmaid for me. I did the same in Split 3. I finished bridesmaid there, so it's, yeah, still happy with second, considering I wasn't thinking I'd be finishing anywhere up near there after last season. It was quite good. Still got to try and get rid of some of what I call the idiot errors out of my driving, but I think we can all probably say that to some degree.
I mean, drove a great season though, Ron. You know, had wicked pace all throughout. It felt like every week you were there or thereabouts in and amongst that top 10 and becoming a consistent name. I suppose this is something that maybe, you know, you can maybe look back upon this season and think about if you were to ever return to Split 2, what you could maybe change. And I suppose, you know, you'll be able to figure that out better than anyone, knowing about maybe where you went wrong or where you could have done better. And what that then would allow you to do is challenge for the championship. Is there a bit of nerves going into Split 1 now? You know, more than likely you will be there being top 2 in the championship, but that'll also depend on some of your other finishes. If you do go up, what's the nerves like going up into the top split for the first time?
Don't really know. Like, I have sort of thought about it. I was like, I sort of always question myself, do I have the pace to sort of be there? But then even at the start of this season, like, my qualifying wasn't fast enough. My race pace was okay, but it wasn't really until this race that I thought I actually had the pace to win the race in Split 2. So it's something, if I go up, I go up. There's not much I can do about it. I just keep plodding along and do the best I can do, and hopefully it's one of those things where being in with the faster guys, it'll help get me faster. If I do ever end up back down in Split 2, then yeah, like I know what I need to work on from this season. As like I said before, just getting some of the errors out, like places like St. Pete, Long Beach, just simple errors under braking, even a bit here tonight, just cost me plenty of positions when I was already in good positions at the time. So get them out, and I would have been maybe a chance of challenging Gary for the title.
I suppose. Well, I guess what you're saying is then street circuits need to be your main area of practice, maybe.
Well, I tend to like street circuits. I wasn't confident on the brakes with St. Pete with the setup. They didn't suit the way I like to drive. And then Long Beach, I just sort of took my eye off the road for a second and locked up going into turn 6. And here, where I went off when I was behind Gary, I expected Gary to stay right to defend the corner. And when he moved left, it sort of caught me off guard, so unsettled the car. I locked the inside front wheel, and that's why I went wide and I had to go up the escape road. And when I went off for turn 9, even though I didn't actually hit the wall there, just on the inside, just trying to outbrake Matt Monday, just that late in the race, the tyres didn't have it in them, and the muck that was on the road, and just slid a little bit wide. It was just nothing major, just minor errors, but just ended up costing a lot.
Well, you know, I suppose that's sometimes what can be the difference maker sometimes in a championship season. Often when we've seen it's probably the first time in a little while where we've watched through the whole championship and it hasn't really seemed like the champion is necessarily mistake-free. Gary made a couple this season, but I know over the last few seasons, our championship winners have almost felt like you watch them race and they don't often make those small mistakes. And I think that can come down to what are the difference makers in winning the title. And I suppose that, if that's something that can be worked out and worked through your driving going forward, if you ever came back to Split 2, I think that'd be something that would help you probably, as you said, get up there and be that full-on championship contender that you've definitely got the pace to do. And that's, again, those little 1%ers, those are often the things that can sometimes hold us a little bit. But Ron, we appreciate you coming to have a chat to us. We wish you the best of luck in season 28. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Hey, thanks to all the organisers, the vets. Give up the time to do RC. To yourself and Brett for the excellent broadcast. The team at M1 Racing with all the sponsors, M1 Used Cars, Pecky's Performance and all that. All the vet sponsors, Racekraft Simulations, Fade, Logitech G, everyone else. Without all sponsors and all you guys putting in the time, vets wouldn't be the championship it is.
Well, we appreciate your time, Ron. Congratulations on P2 in the championship. Best of luck next season. And thanks so much once again for coming and have a chat to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're going to divert from the championship winner, Brett, just for a moment here, because we've actually got our race winner in the green room coming and have a chat to us in Mr. Jamie Peters. Jamie, welcome in. Race win. You got the win earlier in the season on the timesheets thanks to a penalty. Tonight, there's no asterisks over it. You've won that on the road. Congratulations. Well done. What a win. And what a way to do it as the lone wolf yourself.
Yeah, wow. Not what I expected, that's for sure. I didn't do a lot of practice. We were sort of away for a few days before this week, and I almost, threw in the towel and didn't race. So, yeah, didn't expect that at all.
I mean,
they're the kind of victories that are the sweetest, aren't
that's
they?
right. That's right, isn't it? Those ones that come out of nowhere almost. I mean,
it's kind of weird how that happens.
It is. I mean, but what a late run in the season for yourself though, Jamie. I mean, that performance at Fuji was unbelievable. The performance tonight at Adelaide. Now, I'm sure if your good friend Zippy was here, he's probably asking you if anyone's put the team offers out there back to you yet again. But has anyone actually reached out to you after the performances this late in the season, or is it that you're going to look at next season, you're going to come back into it as the lone wolf once again, and you're going to try and do it all over again on your lonesome?
Yeah, no one's reached out. I'm the lonely wolf still. And unfortunately, I sort of had a few mistakes at the start of the season. I did my typical, pit lane entry, 40-second stop and holds for 2 rounds, I think. So, it made it really hard to keep my head up and try and get in the top 20, which was my goal for the season. So, but, I never give up. But yeah, if a team's out there and they're looking and it's the right one, I'll definitely consider it. It's a bit hard on your own, I must admit. But, yeah, you got to have that commitment to the team, as you know, Hamish, with my history with you. I didn't feel right being in a team if I couldn't contribute. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, I'd like to also announce as well at this time that the viewers out there have also voted you, Jamie, as the driver of the day this evening as well.
Oh, well
in a win of 6 votes. So, congratulations. Well deserved. And just a phenomenal drive. I mean, you didn't get it last time at Fuji, but you managed to get it on the day when you won the race. Flat out front stick to P1 on the road. So that's a great effort from yourself. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you everyone who voted for me. So yeah, I just tried to race this one a little bit smarter too. I sort of knew where I could save on the tyres through the staircase. I knew everyone was sort of catching me up again, but it was all about getting onto those main straights out the back just to give yourself a little bit of a gap to not get attacked. And yeah, you just hope that it pays off, because Mick was pushing and I was a bit scared about Abel, which is why I sort of pushed to try and get past Mick. And luckily I was able to, because yeah, I know Abel puts in a lot of time, and I think if he had his nose on my tail for lap after lap, he probably would have got me.
Well, you drove incredibly well, Jamie. We congratulate you on the race win and the driver of the day. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just you guys again. I love watching it every week. It's as good as anything out there, even the real world racing. Yeah, race control. Brenton this week did a really good call. I've never raced under his call before, but yeah, it had a bit of flair to it. And all the other drivers, it takes a little while to figure it out in one season, you know, who you can race. And yeah, there's definitely guys there that are a lot quicker too, which, yeah, you got to get it all right to, and they got to get it all wrong for you to get up there and have a chance at winning. But yeah, no, thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Congratulations on the race win and the driver of the day. We wish you the best of luck in season 28 and look forward to seeing how you go.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
And finally, here this evening, a man that maybe needs no introduction at this point after the drive that he's had this season. We welcome him in after he returned from Split 1 last season, came into Split 2 this season. The silent assassin, no more, is now the season 27 champion, Gary Buckland. 10 seasons between championships for this team. Your first championship here in Split 2, I believe I'm saying it right, that you are the first Split 1 driver to come straight down, win the championship, and go straight back up again. But how does it feel not doing it in a Ford Mustang?
Very funny. I'm like, you know, Hamish, I'm a Ford driver, but I like the Camaro in vets. I stick with the one car just to make it so I feel as at one with the car. But yeah, it's just an awesome thing to have achieved what I've done after going away and coming back. I just learned a lot from going to Split 1.
Well, an interesting stat that might be a bit of an omen for you that was pointed out in the chat by Doug. You only had 27 incidents on the way to becoming the season 27 champion. It's quite eerie, isn't it, that can happen? Like, it's unbelievable.
I try hard to drive clean. I try and have 0 incidents per race. It's very hard to do, especially at a track like this where turn 1, as you know, is deadly. Although I did this whole race with 0 incidents on turn 1, really, really hard to do. Really hard to do.
Now, you had probably a little bit dip in performance halfway through the season. It was looking like, are you able to carry, or you're able to get back some momentum heading into the final few rounds? You managed to find some. There was a bit of poor luck for others out there that were challenging you this season in that midway point of the championship. And I suppose you stayed consistent is what you needed to do in the midpoint, and that's what you did. And that's led you to the position of being able to win the championship. Was there anything that you could have improved upon this season as the champion?
Qualifying, I think.
They all say. They all say qualifying, don't they?
I've been, especially when I was in Split 1, I was really awkward at qualifying. I felt, you know, threatened by other drivers, as in time. I knew I wasn't as quick and I couldn't perform like I should have when I was there. I think coming back with the knowledge that I grabbed from Split 1, has made me a better qualifier, but I still need to work on it more.
Well, I mean, it's you qualified well at times this season. Other times, like Thursday, you were down the order a little bit, but you drove your way forward in typical Gary Buckland fashion. Just snuck your way forward and got yourself up the order. Before I cut to Brett to ask you a final question, what was it like on board the car when you went off at turn 11? Was it swears? Was it sweats? Was it all the above? What was it like at that point? Or was it you could keep the head clean and you just had to try and push on and get to the end?
Exactly. I kept it under cool. I knew I wasn't far from pin entry, so straight in, new tyres. I think I popped 80 litres in and straight out again, and I felt comfortable. I knew where I had to finish in relation to Bruce, but it was falling apart in the middle and then started to come back to me as the race progressed, which I was thankful for, as you would be. But this race was just full on. I must say it's a little bit long for me, being the age I am. But I had to persevere, and yeah, I'll go to split one with a happy face, and I'll try again.
Well, Brett, is there anything that you want to ask Gary before we let him go?
Not necessarily ask. I just want to say, Gary, well done, mate. Fantastic job. This race at Adelaide, it could have gone, a number of different ways. Ron Allen was, I mean, you all had mistakes,
Yes.
that could have cost you the championship at any point. But there was falters throughout each of the three of you guys. And it was just a fantastic race to watch, and it just had everything. So, no question for you, Gary, but just congratulations on winning the championship.
Thanks, Brad. I really appreciate that. I appreciate everything you guys have done over the whole season. It's been awesome. Love watching it. Love listening to it. Especially the songs.
Well, Gary, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here with us as well. Congratulations on the championship. Best of luck in your return to Split 1. Well-deserved championship win, and you're no longer the silent assassin. You're now the hitman as the champion.
Okay,
So,
you're right.
We'll see what happens if you ever come back, and we'll see if you're able to join that list of two-time champions here in Split 2.
Cool. Look, even if I don't come back, Hamish, I back you guys to the hilt. I'll be watching every race every week.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And appreciate you, Gary. Congratulations. Couldn't have happened to a
Thank
nicer
you.
guy in the field. Well done. And best of luck next season.
Cheers. Mind if I thank a few people?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No,
Sorry. Yes.
no, you can't do
yes,
that.
Yes. The
Hell
floor
no.
is.
Yeah.
No. You won you've won enough already, Gary. You're allowed. No. Yes. Of course, the floor is
course you
yours,
can.
and you are allowed to thank whoever you like as the
All right,
champion.
mate. Thank you. I'd like to thank the full vets community, to everyone watching, supporting, tuning in, keeping the vets community alive. Whether you've been here from day one or just joined, your support is greatly appreciated. A special thank you to all commentators, vets, admin, race control, safety car drivers, everyone behind the scenes. To the drivers, thanks for bringing the hard racing, the stories, the laughs, and the competitive spirit week after week. The respect and camaraderie in this community is what makes it a cut above the rest. I'd also like to thank Brenton O'Brien for jumping into the Split 2 race control. He gave up his drive just for us guys so we could finish the season. I'd also like to thank Anita for her support and for being in Split 4 competitively. Sean Vandermeulen for the extra coaching and the support. The Oz Sprint Series, I'd like to thank Doug for the paints this season. Brett for the music. Hamish, excellent work all season, mate. Then we go on to Racecraft Simulations, Logitech G, Parramatta, Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Sim Sports, Fade Streetwear, M1 Used Cars, LGC Images, Infinity Broadcasting, Bin the Blade for Balin Foundation, and all of my teammates in Old Mate and Sons. And I'm wishing everyone A happy season in 28.
Well, thanks
Thanks
so much.
thanks to the Reverend Gary Buckland.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Good on you, Brett.
Thank you so much, Gary. We appreciate you so much. Best of luck next season, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, guys. I really
you.
appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you too. Thank you. That was probably one of the best. That was probably one of the best pre-written shout outs I think we've ever heard, Brett. And,
Yeah, it was good.
That was fantastic.
That was
So
good.
it was great from Gary, and as I said, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Honestly, he's such a down to earth driver in this field, and I don't think there's anyone in the field that is. It's going to be upset for very long that Gary Buckland has just won a championship. He's probably one of the most well liked people in here. So that is a phenomenal and well deserved effort from Gary. Well, we've got a little bit of post race to go through. Obviously, we get to speak about next season very quickly. We'll run through the song at the end as well and run through your highlights all throughout. We have overrun a little bit, so I don't think we got time for the actual post-race highlights, unfortunately, but we will get some highlights happening for the song. To talk about what you're going to look for next season, if you haven't seen it already, this is the thumbnail for Season 28 here for Split 2 of the Veterans, so watch out for the yellow action on Saturday night as we go racing for Season 28. I've got no particular theme behind it. I just haven't done yellow in a while, and I thought, well, we'll do yellow for next season. So that was my piece for that one. For the calendar for next season, it looks to be a rip snorter. It is an Australian-themed season with a couple of the US and Mexican track thrown in to replicate or replace one of the rounds that would be an Australian circuit if we had it on the iRacing service. Starting at Bathurst in the first round, 150 Ks, 25 laps before we head out to Autodromo Jimenez Rodriguez for round 2 at the National Circuit for 200 kilometres, 64 laps. This is to replace what would be Albert Park if it was an actual Supercars calendar. Round 3 at Tailem Bend, we're running the previously ran Supercars circuit, the international layout for round 3, 200 kilometres, 41 laps. Round 4, we return to Winton Motor Raceway for the sprint round next season, a 30-minute and a 45-minute race to come on the night for that one. Round 5, we go back to Phillip Island, one of the most well-used tracks in the Vets. 200 kilometres, 45 laps. We head to Tailem Bend once more for the GT layout, the second longest permanent race circuit on iRacing, just a little over 7 kilometres long for 200 kilometres, 26 laps this time by. What I would say is, though, Brett, it is a very long track. It's very easy to get lost around there. I would say in future, depending on how the race goes, we may see that we may actually be better off running the West Circuit, which is what the Supercars are actually running this year, which is the slightly shorter variant of that international layout that we will see earlier in the season. Detroit Belle Isle will then be round 7 to replace Surfers Paradise, 150 kilometres, 40 laps. But as I said, if you actually go check out what the San Diego Street Circuit looks like for NASCAR, that thing actually looks like Surfers, so that might be a good choice in future as well. Sandown for round 8, 250 kilometres, 81 laps. We're ending the season with the Enduros in quotes, as we'll then head to Adelaide for 250 Ks once more, 78 laps in round 9, and ending it all, 300 kilometres, 49 laps at Bathurst in the final round of the season. What a way to end it through those endurance rounds, through the sprint rounds earlier on in the season. It looks to be an incredible calendar. And I don't think there's necessarily a miss on that calendar at all, Brett. I just don't know how the Supercars are going to go around the GP circuit of Tailem Bend, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Well, we'll figure it all out. If it's like anything like this season, it's going to be an absolute ripper.
It will indeed. And you don't want to miss it. 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for you next season. Saturday nights once again. When we post the link to the broadcast, just to save me putting the note on it every single time, when I actually post the link to the broadcast and you see the start time with the date, the day, the date, and the time, I'm using a thing now called Hammer Time, which gives you your local time that it starts. So for me, it says 8:30 p.m. Let's say you're in WA. It'll tell you it's 5:30 p.m. when you check the broadcast info channel. So it'll tell you the local start time for you when I post those links with the time. So that's what you can look forward to for next season. We'll be getting a little bit of a refresh look going into next season. The standings and stuff like that will change a little bit as well. We'll get obviously new drivers into this split, and I'm sure we're looking forward to that split breakdown coming, heading within to The next season, of course, with new drivers coming up and new drivers coming down and some drivers remaining. Pre-qualifying returns for drivers who have not done 50% of the races this season, Brett. So we'll see where those drivers end up who did not do 50% to see where they go for season 28. And what does that mean for us, Brett? Well, that means that season 27's over. It means that we're to the end. It means that
Sad face.
we're to the beginning of the break. And it means that
Happy
it's
face.
time, Brett.
Yeah. What time is it, Hamish?
It's time for the song and the race start highlights here out at Adelaide Street Circuit. Brett, get us going as we'll sign it away. Quick shout out very quickly to the series sponsors as the song will get going. Racecraft. You can keep playing, Brett. I was going to turn it down. It's okay.
Okay.
Racecraft Simulations for their title sponsorship as always. Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Nova Sim Sports to M1 Used Cars, Project Fade Streetwear as well to the M1 Used Cars the Driver of the Day Award. Tonight it went to Jamie Peters. Next time it could go to you, but until then, I've been Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside. Thanks so much. We'll see you next season. Until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Under neon skies, brass like thunder in the driver's eyes. 4 points split the kings from the crowd. Final round coming in hard and loud. Walls close in, the city breathes. Every driver wears their dreams on their sleeves. One mistake and the season dies. One clean lap and a legend will rise. 5 lead changes. 5. Chapman takes it. Brooks steals it. Clifton fires back and Peters explodes into contention. The walls are hungry. The field is breaking. But the champion does not blink. Adelaide Thunder. The night ignites. Street Circuit warriors born for the fight. Final round fury engines cry. This is the moment legends don't die. Turn 8 screaming hearts on fire. Timpani pounding like a rising pyre. Chaos dancing in the city heat. Every lap a war on a concrete street. Peters takes the lead. Clifton falls back. The crowd is on its feet. This is the moment the split 2 V8 Vets has been waiting for. The final battle starts now. This is it. The moment we have all been waiting for. It's time. Lights blur as the pace goes wild. Every corner hunts the brave and the styled. Peters charging with the fire inside. Clifton fighting in the tightening tide. Break late, send it, trust the line. Every heartbeat on the edge of time. No fear left, no holding tight. This is the fury of the final fight. Adelaide Thunder, the city alight. Engines howling. Angel cubes, the motors breathing, engine thunder from down under. Piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Oh, you're so steel, but the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racecraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racecraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation. Yeah, we work here.